Hey, everybody, what's going on? And welcome to Retro Discussions Going Old School. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to talk about franchises that we love in a way without having to go into all the socio political nonsense. And we're just going to talk about why we love these series of toys, movies, TV shows, and games so very much and why they are so dear to their hearts. So we are going to go ahead and we are going to introduce our panelists today. First off, we are going to start with Slasher McSplitter. Slasher, go ahead and say hi to the people out there.
What's good, everybody? Hope you're having a good Monday.
And we have Fanzine with us as well. Fanzine, go ahead and say hi to the people.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
And we have Moira Kitty.
Hello, all.
Give him a big meow. So how's everybody out there doing today?
I'm about to put
Good.
up some kids for adoption. Any takers?
Oh god.
Had
I
a
wish I could bring
friggin'
that up.
heat wave here the past few days. It's been lovely.
Yes.
So before we get started, I'm just going to go ahead and say hi to some of the people that have already showed up in the chat. Grobnob the Troll, Random Brad Creator, Keck44, Six Baby Wookiees in a trench coat. What is going on, y'all? So we are going to get this kicked off, and I am actually going to start with a toy franchise that I remember when I was a kid. And I am going to talk about something that actually started off the Transformers line of toys. And not only did it start off Transformers, it actually helped relaunch the G.I. Joe line in 1982. The line in question I'm talking about is the Microman series of toys from Takara. Now, the Microman line of figures, it's always going to be linked to G.I. Joe and the G.I. Joe 12-inch figures. Now, what had happened is G.I. Joe was an extremely popular brand of 12-inch figures in the 1960s. And what happened is they wound up licensing off their 12-inch figures to Takara. Takara actually rebranded them as Combat Joe. And what they did is they tried to sell them in Japan, but unfortunately, Japanese kids did not care for war toys, especially when they had scars on their faces. This was just not something they wanted to see, with the perspective of everything that happened in World War II not seeming all that far away. So what they wound up doing is they wound up creating all kinds of different accessories for the 12-inch G.I. Joe line, and they created things to make them look like superheroes with capes and other types of accessories that would make it more fun for the kids in Japan who were into those sort of things to want to buy. Eventually, though, this was not enough to keep the Combat Joe alive in Japan, so what they wound up doing is in 1971, they actually wound up starting to remold them. And by 1972, they turned the G.I. Joe bodies into translucent plastic with inner guts that were plastic as well, and they were chromed off to make them look like they were cyborgs. Hence, they wound up calling the line the Henshin Cyborg. And they wound up creating all kinds of crazy accessories to go along with these figures, including removable arms with guns or drills or melee weapons like a ball and chain. And this line actually continued up until October of it continued to 74, but in October of 1973, all the way up into March of 1974, the oil crisis wound up happening. Now, what had happened is the Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries proclaimed an oil embargo on almost the entire world, and especially countries that they felt supplied Israel. So what had happened is this oil crisis was too much for Takara to bear, creating these extremely large 12-inch figures with all their accessories. So what they wound up doing is to be able to meet demand, increase their profits, and be able to create a much more assorted line along with figures and bases and vehicles. They shrunk the Henshin Cyborg down and created Microman. The Microman series was extremely, extremely popular. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go and try to bring up a few pictures of that Microman series, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I know it's a rather small picture, but these are what the Microman figures look like. And in 1974, Takara partnered up with Mego. Mego wound up bringing and licensing off the Microman series in the United States as the Micronauts. Now, there's one thing to be noted about these extremely small 3.75-inch figures is they were extremely posable. More so than the G.I. Joes of 1982, because they had the knees and the arms, the elbows. They also had wrist and ankle movement as well. These were extremely, extremely posable figures, and they were well ahead of their time. This line wound up continuing up until the 1980s. Microman ended in 1984, and by the end of 1983, Micronauts had also similarly ended. And in 1983, Takara began what became known as the Microchange line, which was small transforming robots, cameras, and everything else, which eventually would wind up leading into the Transformers. Now, because of everything involved with the Microman line leading in to not only Transformers, but G.I. Joe, Slasher should have been going next, talking about G.I. Joe, but
Slasher was in the back. Oh,
we're adding him back right now so he can talk about it.
That's what I kept trying to like.
Slasher, does anybody have anything to say about the Microman series before Slasher gets started with the G.I. Joe line?
Did we see a picture?
I tried to bring it up. Did I not get it
No, I
up
did-
properly?
It
Okay,
did
so
show.
what's the imagination? Okay, good.
Hello, I'm already having
Oh.
friggin' difficulties already.
Oh, okay.
All right,
Man.
are you seeing it now? Yeah, that one's relatively small.
Yeah,
This was the
Oh.
Micronauts line from Mego.
now I'm seeing
They
it.
also had what I like to call the Night series of figures, and these were actually really interesting because the horses that are there, you could actually take their heads off because they were magnetic, and you could take the body and the legs apart of the Knights, and you could sit it on top of the horse and create a centaur. And I think the horses, they also came with like wheels and everything too, so you could pop the legs off and turn them into like little mini chariots. It was actually very, very ahead of its time. It's what led into the Transformers because they were transforming robots in a way. And then, of course, the Micronauts comic book. So,
Yeah, I knew them more from the comic than the toy line.
all right. Any other questions about the Microman, Microchange, or Micronauts before we move on? Curtis YZ, how's it going, buddy? Bone, Captain Trek. How you?
Yeah,
all
how
doing?
long would this? How long would it?
What's that, Slasher?
No, I'm saying I knew them more from the comic book line than I knew them from the toy line.
Oh yeah. That was actually before they actually got to the point where they were doing the triple marketing. because really Hasbro started that with the 1982 re-release of the GI Joes, where they had a comic book, they had a cartoon, and they had the traditional ads in like comics and TV and everything like that. This was actually before them, where they actually came out with the toy first, and then they came out with the marketing afterwards. Stories by
Well, I
Irish.
remember that
Hello,
with
dear.
Larry Hama.
I'm sorry, Slasher.
Hello,
Please
everyone
go.
in chat. Oh no, that was Larry Hama's thing when he created the reline of the relaunch of GI Joe. He wanted a comic book, he wanted a toy line, and a cartoon.
Well, I mean, it was brilliant strategy. It worked so well for 1982
Mhm.
Joes that they wound up reusing it when they
Yeah.
launched the Transformers in '84. It's a stunning success.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Slasher, you're up, buddy.
All right. Well, I guess that was a good segue because the 1982 line of GI Joe from 1982 to '94. By '94, it got ridiculous, but I'd say like by the early '90s was when they started to get ridiculous. They started having alien figures in there. Well, you were big into
Oh yeah,
GI
yeah.
Joe,
I
right,
had a
Tommy?
bunch of the early ones. Like, let me see if I can not screw this up again. Let's see if I can get this screen shared properly this time. So I actually had. Come on, work. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Please tell me that popped up.
Yeah. I see it.
No, not yet. Oh yeah,
Okay. So I actually had.
I have version 2 of that.
Yeah, that.
The desert version.
Yeah, they were pretty cool.
Scarlet. Yeah. How many female figures did they have total in that whole entire line? Not many.
I want to say they had maybe 4. They had Lady Jane. They had Scarlet.
Lady J,
and there
Lady
was,
J, CoverGirl, Scarlet, Baroness, Jinx, and then I think later on they made another. When they had the Ninja Force GI Joes, I think they made a Scarlet.
They also had the Dreadnought Zartana.
Oh yeah, Zarana. Yeah, that's right.
Zarana. Yeah, Zarana.
Yeah.
Did you ever have that one?
That was always the holy grail of every little kid who wanted to collect GI Joe. If you had that, your parents were friggin' rich. There was how hard that thing I think is 7 feet.
Yeah, it was something like 6 or 7 feet, somewhere around there.
What kind of space do you have to have? Yeah, what kind of space do you have to have in your bedroom to have that thing?
You got to have like a bedroom that looks
The
like a
flag.
warehouse.
I love that thing. Did you have that one?
No. I was lucky I got what I had. My parents were pretty poor.
Same here.
So, what do you guys remember most about this toy line besides just the toys? I mean, obviously it has to be the cartoons as well. They were such a
Yeah.
huge part of it.
Oh, I remember watching the cartoon on Saturday, man. That was a great show. Sergeant Slaughter used to do the intro.
I found the cartoon so goofy. Compared to the comic books, when you read the comic books, they had like really like serious violent stories. And the cartoon was clown shit.
Bone says that he had the Rolling Thunder. Does anybody remember the Rolling Thunder? I am failing to remember that one.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one. I think it was a 3-piece vehicle? I think it was a 3-piece vehicle. Let me see.
Man, I would have come prepared with like old commercials for this, but I realized like That would have been a good idea.
I can try. I can try to bring this up one last time. I am not sure if it's going to work, and God help me if it doesn't.
The space shuttle. Oh man, that thing was another monster. Yeah, the Rolling Thunder. I think it was 3 separate vehicles that you could put into one.
Wow.
Oh no, that was a different one. But still, this is a friggin'. Yeah, that's still a monster vehicle.
Curtis said he had a couple of the Chinese knockoffs.
Right. Hey,
So
it was
yeah, do
rough.
you guys remember all the knockoffs that came out from that series? Oh my
Yeah.
God, there were so many of them.
Yep. I had A-Team ones.
Wow.
I got a
Oh,
4-pack.
yeah.
I had a A-Team 4-pack that were GI Joe size.
Do you guys remember when they did? They started doing like ones from movies and stuff like that.
They had the Street Fighter ones. They had the Street
Oh,
Fighter
no.
GI Joe series.
Wrong one. Where's my pictures at? I lost my pictures. Nurture discussions. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here he is. How about that one?
Oh.
Like from
Yeah. Okay. I did see those.
Escape from New
Snake
York.
Plissken.
Snake
Yeah.
Plissken.
Man,
Love that
I
movie.
would want that one. I would want
That's
that
pretty
one.
dope.
If I
That
ever
would be-
find
that would-
that
They,
player.
Yeah. Kurt Russell,
well,
man.
do you guys also remember when they did the Street Fighter ones?
The Street Fighter ones, yeah. Yeah. Some of them look cool and some of them look really stupid.
I think the best one out of the series was the Sagat one, myself.
I like the E Honda one because he had the big fat belly.
And that was unusual. That was unusual for Joe's.
Yeah. It was.
Kind of lost you there for a second, Slasher.
Am I roboting again?
Hey, you
Yeah,
were for a few
that's
seconds.
kind of acting wonky.
Yeah. My bad. I'll try to stop moving around so much.
Oh, Bone, absolutely, buddy. In the original package, oh man, they are worth so much money. I see that all the time with the Transformers that I collect. If you have them in the original packaging, like if you have the mini cars on the original blisters sealed, man, they're worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And those things cost what? I think at the time when I was a kid, when they first came out, they were under $5.
Like
They were
$3.99.
yeah, like
Like
$3.99.
$3.99.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was ridiculously cheap, and how much they went up by is just it's crazy.
Yeah, as a little kid, you could actually go to the store by yourself and come back with more than one.
Yeah.
So, is there any other questions about the GI Joe line from the chat? Anything else that you guys want to add? Story says, my uncle had the ones that were like Barbie doll size and can change their uniforms. Yes, that would be the classic 12-inch lines that actually started in 1965. Stories.
I remember those.
Does anybody remember the that 70
They did
show?
later ones too.
That 70 show when they were showing, Eric kept showing off his GI Joes.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
think I
show.
had the Duke. I had Duke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the original 4 were actually they were very nondescript and they didn't have a lot of detail. They were kind of almost cheesy looking.
Yeah.
You mean the very first line?
Yeah, the very, very first line, because it was just Navy, Army, Air Force, and Marines, and they were very plain looking. I mean, their faces almost looked like hard plastic. They didn't look like, like the rubber faces that they had later on with the fall hair and everything like that.
Yeah, the ones that had like the pubic hair all over their fucking heads.
Yes, bro.
Didn't they have ones with like they had like a fuzzy beard and
Yes, they
shit?
did. Yes, they did.
Not just molded on.
Mostly they were doing that.
Not just molded
They
on.
did that when they got to oh god, what did they call them in the States? I want to say that they called them Action Force.
Action Man.
Well, Action Man,
Action
like
Man or something?
Brobnob just said, they called it Action Man in the UK because they were renamed when they got shipped over to the UK.
Oh, like how in Japan they're Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles instead
Yeah.
of Ninja Turtles.
Because
Oh my God.
ninja's not a good thing to use in Japan.
What?
Oh, it's funny, like what cultures find a little bit offensive. I mean, it's just a silly cartoon, but you know, it is what it is. I'm not going to get into that. So, fanzine or more, which one of you would like to go next?
Oh.
Oh,
Well, it's a tough call because, like, I don't know. I don't know if he's gonna like mesh different like toys, or like I'm gonna like. mess
fanzine
with
might
the-
be going with a movie.
Or I could go and then like he'll do such a good job that nobody will remember how much I suck. So. Okay.
So,
What?
go on. You going?
All right. So I went on eBay the other day, and I shouldn't have, but I did, and I found like super good price. So I was pretty excited about these. For some reason, in the last like 3 or 4 months, I have obtained a weird obsession with Hot Wheels, which I always used to think was dumb, and now I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. So, but it all has to be TV show or movie related. I don't want anything that isn't. Like that's my thing. So I got this one. Oh fuck, the thing screws it up. Like, I'm trying to see if I can do this up. It's really hard to see it, but it's like little Obi-Wan Kenobi Star Wars car. Nice. Our Walmart sucks. Anyway, and I got this for like 88 cents. The shipping's always what gets you though. Right. And then this one,
Yeah.
I got 2 of these. Like, I don't know why. I thought I ordered 1, but I got 2 sent to me today, apparently. Aquaman. And it was actually like $1.99, and I can't find these in like Walmart or anything, so I was pretty excited about that. And these I got off Craigslist a few months ago. And unfortunately, these are not in packages. It was very sad, but it was only $5 for this little bag, so it was kind of cool. And they came in duplicates, but that's also okay. So we got little
Oh,
Ghostbusters
nice.
cars. I was super excited
Nice.
about that.
I got the DeLorean from Back to the Future on my wall back there. Hot Wheel.
Oh, you prick. I got these. Like, it's hard to see it, but it's like from the TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it looks really weird because the blue and the green. It had like the little blue. You can see it from there, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you made the picture bigger, I wouldn't have to bring it so close, and then like, as you could see it without the green screen doing weird shit. All right. Yeah. Okay. And then for some reason, I don't know why, like Batman's okay, but for some reason, that's how much I'm doing. This came in a little pack. Oh, bloody hell. Ah. It's a little Batman car, a Riddler car. I'm not entirely sure what this is. I think it's supposed to fly. Mr. Freeze car, and Gotham City Police Department car.
Nice.
I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, is that a 4-pack?
Yeah. I have other
Yeah.
ones on my wall, but I have like Ninja Turtles set of Hot Wheels. I only have 1 Jack Skeleton, so I'm still hoping to complete that. What else? Oh my gosh! So Walmart in Arkansas, they had like the entire like 5 car collection of well, there's probably multiple ones, but this particular one of Star Wars cars. So I was able to get that whole set of like because I had to go to 2 stores to get the whole set because they didn't have Vader at the first one. So I was pretty excited about that. So.
Yeah, I used to collect Hot Wheels all the time when I was young. I feel you there. I feel you there. Like I still have my DeLorean. I got these Guardians of the Galaxy. I got the Batman from the Dark Knight with Christian Bale. I have his Batmobile up there somewhere.
Yeah.
Hey,
Awesome.
Grobnob the Troll, have a good one, buddy. You take care.
Yeah. See you, Grabnub.
That sounds cool. We'll have to like chat about Hot Wheels or something.
Yeah. I don't have a whole lot left, but I used to collect a lot of them. Did you want to say something, Slasher?
No. I was gonna say I have a couple of Batmobiles too. I think what is it? I have the Adam West one that she has. I have the Michael Keaton one of the version she has, and I have a smaller one that I think is from the Arkham games.
But his Adam West one is still in a package. Lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lucky.
All of them. All the ones I have are still in the package. Although I have a Micro Machine one somewhere loose. I don't know where the hell that thing is.
To piggyback off her eBay obsession, I've been getting into VHSs. I've been buying like tons and tons of VHSs. I don't know why.
What are you interested in?
Oh, I'm in a genre, man. Horror, sci-fi, comedy, 80s.
For home recorded stuff with store bought?
Oh,
Or?
I went to a yard sale and I bought like 9 boxes of VHSs. One whole box is like all recorded tapes. I haven't gone through them, but I'm kind of scared to be honest with you, because you never know what some people put on those.
Yeah,
that guy who
I had
go ahead,
that guy who ran.
so full of VHS.
Oh yeah.
There was
I
a
love
guy who
VHSs.
there was some guy who randomly got like recorded VHS tapes, and then he found that there was a R. Kelly sex tape on it, like our original R. Kelly sex tape on it or something.
Oh my
That would
god!
be crazy.
Convoy.
Imagine finding that.
I can't even. Oh my god! I'm like, what is this?
You're in the middle of watching Predator, and then all of a sudden R. Kelly's peeing on somebody.
Oh my god, that's so great. That's terrible.
That
but
would
it's
be
so
like
great.
crazy. But I got like been getting like these. Like this is like the original Christine, John Carpenter.
Oh,
It's like the original case all around. And it even like opens on the side to get it out. One problem was they got a sticker
I
on
think
it.
Fortnite does that, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. They're buying them, and then like I said, I've been buying so many of them because I just love like VHSs. There's something about a VCR and putting in a VHS, and
The sound
Oh,
they make,
yeah.
even the smell of the tape. The
I
sound
know
of
it's
the
just so great.
Yes, I have a VCR too. I'm gonna have to make sure I can clean it properly so it can stay working. But,
It's just like I just love like old retro stuff like that. It's just something so fascinating. Like the GI Joe toys, the Hot Wheels, the VHSs. It's just like that time period. I don't know what it is. It's just, absolutely love that stuff. And
back then, like
yeah, it's just so much. It seems like so much stuff was so much cooler back then.
more reality hit.
What? I've always equated it to the fact that when you look back on stuff like that, you get a sense of fondness, and you get that memory from when you were younger. It's that memory, of being back in that time, and just almost like feel like you can relive that section of your life. Like maybe something really good or something profound happened when you were a kid, or maybe you were just that happy as a kid. And it's always great to be able to go back to that time and to relive those moments.
I feel
It's true. It's true because I went through a lot of hard times, and so like I always equate like with my like collections of toys and stuff like that because I lost a lot of things when I was a kid. So when I got older and I was able to get stuff, it's just like, oh, I can
Same.
buy it. I'm gonna buy it. I don't care.
Same here.
So it just takes me back to like
Same
that.
here. When I
Good stuff.
discovered eBay, I went nuts.
Go ahead, Slash.
I
When I first discovered eBay, I went nuts.
stuff at eBay.
Go ahead, Slasher. What were we gonna say?
Oh no, I was saying when I first discovered eBay, I went nuts. I'm sure a lot of people have.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if anybody else. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Moira.
Oh, I'm just saying, I wish I could afford to go nuts on eBay.
Me too.
Like, I'd be up there at 4 o'clock in the morning, like, oh my God, yes.
But it's crazy because I don't know. I just been buying VHSs left and right, yard sales, eBay, thrift stores. Like I got the Alien Autopsy from Fox on VHS, hosted by Jonathan Frakes. I was like, that's awesome. I gotta keep that. It was just it mixed in the box with it. I mean, it was crazy. And it was so funny. It's like because I also like I bought these from like church people, and they like had like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Freddy movies, and then they had like tapes on Christianity and stuff. It was so weird to see all that stuff mixed in together.
Anyway, you reminded me of something when you were talking about alien autopsies and shit.
X-Files, love that show.
So I was like, oh my God, hold on.
That was one of my favorite shows growing up, man. My brother would scare the shit out of me with the theme track at night. He recorded it, and I'd be sleeping, and he'd come in my room, and he'd play it, and it would scare the shit out of me.
All right, Fanzine. Before you decide to go, are you going to actually pick a specific movie or a specific show?
I was just talking about like how you was talking about the toy
okay.
line. I was talking about the VHSs.
Awesome.
VHSs.
Absolutely awesome.
Just
I was going to say before you finish up on that, we actually got somebody else that's going to be joining us, and I want to go ahead and introduce them and bring them on.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so we have Mando Merck joining us. Mando, how you doing?
Up?
Hey, Tom.
What's up, Mando?
How's it going?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good.
Good to hear.
So, Fanzine, the floor is back to you, good sir.
That's pretty much it. Is just I was talking about like just the feel of a VHS, the VCR, like the collections, and when did they like? I know they beat them Betamax, but do you know when exactly did the VHSs start to take over?
Oh God, that was in the I want to say that was somewhere around like 85 or something. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because it's just I don't know. It's like the evolution of movies from like beta to VHSs to like DVD, Blu-ray, 4K. Just that's always fascinated me, and I love that. And just to be able to
forgot
get
laser. You forgot
laser
disc.
Laser disc.
Yes,
The big
laser
old
disc.
shiny. Flip them over.
Fanzine, you want to hear something funny?
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine now. I was just talking to him the other day because he's actually kind of worried about sending his daughter back to school because, they're talking about schools reopening soon. But he was talking about those laser discs, and he still has all his first edition laser discs that they sent out to the Star Wars movies.
Wow. Those are good too because they contain the original cut of the films.
They actually don't, though. I thought that they would. I thought they would. He said no. He said they were already slightly edited because it had the new title where it said Episode 4. Because, I mean, the originals didn't have no title on the first movie.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I was about to say. Because
The Empire Strikes Back or Return of the Jedi.
Right.
Because he did edit that title sequence in the beginning, but for the most part, those are probably the most original cut of the films you could probably find.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised because he had a ton of laser discs and he sold off a lot of them, but he kept the player and he kept his original Star Wars movies.
That's good.
Bone. I remember our first VCR had a wired remote control attached to it.
Oh my! Mine did too. Mine from in the Oh, that was so stupid and pointless.
Do you remember them cable remotes? How it was just
Yeah.
like a big old block, and you press the button, and it takes you to the channel. This is like, those are crazy.
But
My
they-
my VCR had that remote, that the cord on the remote, right? And it also had, when you press fast forward or rewind, the screen turns black. So you just have to take a guess of where to stop. It was so stupid.
Oh yeah, I remember
I think
those.
mine did that too.
It was good times.
Maury, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
With our VCR, when we fast forward, it turned blue.
Oh yeah, I hate
But
when
I
they
told
did
so
that.
much further. We're like, all right, so 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Like, how fast is this thing spinning? Come on. Yeah. Hey, Mad Mardigan.
How's it going, Mad Mardigan? Good to see you, bro. You know
What's
what I
up,
always
Mad Mardigan?
remember the
Hey, Mad.
most about? Oh, I'm so sorry. What I always remember the most about the VHSs myself, just from all the video stores, all the signs everywhere: be kind, rewind. And you
Yeah.
had to go out and you had to, if you didn't want to wear your VCR out, you had to go out and purchase a VCR rewinder just to save your VCR
Oh, yeah.
from getting ruined.
Yeah. I remember those.
Yeah, I remember those too. I remember I knew someone who had a car. It was shaped like a car, and you put the tape in it.
Yeah, there it is. Be kind, rewind. I tell you what, though, you know what? One of the great thing was about all those old movie chains like Blockbusters and Hollywood Video is you could go in there and you could find movies that you would not find in a traditional store. All those crazy and ridiculous B-rated movies that you were not going to see on a store shelf anywhere.
Oh yeah.
I thought the mom and pops had better selections than the big chains.
Oh, most definitely.
Oh,
Most
yeah.
definitely.
I
The
remember
mom and
so
pops
many.
always had the mom and pops always had the obscure shit.
I would just go into those old places and just like pick out some crazy shit just for fun. Some horror movies, comedies, and sex comedies and shit. Just for fun.
Remember they used to have the aisles and they used to have like a drapery in front of the aisles for the porn?
Yep, the back room.
Yeah.
See, I don't remember them having aisles. I remember they had the beads. They had the
Yeah.
beads that you walk.
I remember going and I saw inside a friend of mine and I were in a video store once, and we were going through movies, and he went through he picked up like a random Disney movie or something, and in the disc was a porno disc. Like in the case with a porno disc.
Somebody put it in the wrong case.
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably rented a movie.
I remember.
Probably rented a movie for their kid and a porno for themselves, and then mixed them up when they returned them.
Or did it purposely?
I remember. I'm at the video store after school one day, and I was renting games back when they used to have when Nintendo NES games, when they had rentals.
Yes, I used
there.
to rent games from Blockbuster.
And I'm renting Nintendo games, and the guy ahead of me in line, I see he has porno tape, video game, porno tape, video game, porno tape, video game. I was like, God damn, you have a busy weekend ahead of you.
Just hopefully he doesn't mix them up, otherwise that's gonna suck.
Why is the controller all sticky?
Yeah, I'm gonna jerk off and then play Zelda. Then I'm gonna jerk off again and play Mega Man. It's like-
We should start our own video store. Just get them together and get a crowdfund and just make a new video store.
Only if we put all the wrong discs in the wrong case.
Yes.
You just have no label on them at all. Take it home, see what you got.
Excuse me, where do I find the Terminator disc? Oh, that would be in the Rambo case.
You rent Terminator, you open it up, it's Sperminator.
Oh, God. That is wrong with you.
Isn't that also starring Arnold?
Oh, Irish. She's like, what did I come back for? Or back to?
Isn't that the nickname that people gave him after the whole thing where he had a kid with his maid? Or
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. That was a real thing.
When he banged his maid, or
Yeah,
nanny, or whatever she was.
people made a joke. It's Sperminator.
See, now there's no way that I could run a video store on my own because I would be a wise ass and I would know if anybody that was coming in that was Fandom Menace aligned and they hated Captain Marvel, because I'd make sure no matter what movie they rented, it had Captain Marvel in it. Just to be a wise ass.
That's the most evilest thing ever.
Evil. I love it.
Oh, my brother made me get that for him on digital. My older brother. I was like, really? You really want this movie? You really do?
I don't know. I'm trying to get my younger brother to watch Godzilla King of the Monsters with me. I've already seen it. It's crap, but this way I want to torture him with it too.
So, Mando Merc,
we're big Godzilla fans, so we do want to watch it.
Did you have anything in particular that you wanted to talk about?
In terms of what, old school retro stuff?
Yeah.
No, I mean, a lot of the stuff we're kind of already covered. I guess, VHS. I mean, I have the original trilogy on VHS. I got pretty much all of my Bond and Indiana Jones films on VHS. I have whatchamface. Recently got Die Hard on VHS at a
Nice.
bookstore nearby. That was like a lucky find. They got it for like $1. Good
Nice.
condition. It runs everything. It's nice.
Oh man, do
And
you?
all of these are like original versions of these films too. It's really
Yeah.
Well, do you remember all the great deals that you could get out of those video stores when they were starting to go out of business? Actually, even before they went out of business, when places like Blockbuster Video or Hollywood, when they would actually get to the point where they were going to move new product in, they would move some of their older product out, like all the extras that they had. Because when a movie first came out, they would get like multiple copies of it, so they could have enough on the shelves. Now, once they got to the point where they were moving new product in, they would move a lot of all the extras out, so they would be selling them dirt cheap. So you can get some amazing prices on movies. Like I remember, I picked up the complete works of The Stand on VHS. I think I got the entire series for like $7. It was ridiculous. Yeah.
Ooh. Ah.
I got the. I just
How
bought.
many tapes was that? How many
Two
tapes? Was that?
tapes. Salem's Lot, the complete miniseries.
Well,
I got-
we're talking about video stores and all that. Even gaming stores now, like the GameStop and the stores of that type are also dying now. We're seeing the end of the physical stores to begin with for digital media, and it kind of sucks. Because I remember I used to get back in the day when GameStop was actually decent. I went to GameStop. I got 4 games for pretty much $3.99.
They're pretty much trying to. They're pretty much trying to phase out physical copies, right?
They were physical copies, and they were Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, Transformers War for Cybertron, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and I'm blanking on the 4th one, but I'm pretty certain it was a Spider-Man title. And none of them cost more than $2. Like, it was a combined total of $4 to get all of it.
Crazy.
They were still relatively new at the time, too. So.
Ancient One, hello there. Glad to see you, buddy. And Stories
Hello,
by
Ancient One.
Irish says Robotech.
And I never got into Robotech. I always wanted to.
I think I remember that. It was like
Jetfire was based off of.
Well, yeah, the Valkyrie, the Valkyrie, the Macross Valkyrie Robotech figure. I remember it vaguely because I was a bit older when Robotech actually started. But then, wait a minute. No, it started right around the same time as Transformers, didn't it?
It was mid '80s, yeah.
Yeah, it was like 84, 85. It was 85. It was 85 because they still had the Valkyrie out on the toy shelves when they wound up bringing them over as Jetfire in the Transformers series because they licensed them off. And that is why you'd never seen Jetfire in his toy version not only in the cartoon but or in the comic, and why they never used the name Jetfire, because they were not allowed, because they were only licensed off as toys. They couldn't actually use the image in any product.
I'd say Q1 Jetfire is such a mess in terms of like character and everything, like in terms of the writing, in terms of the rights behind him, behind the scenes stuff. Because in the show he's called Skyfire, the toy is called Jetfire. The toy is based off of the Valkyrie Robotech, versus the character in the movies and the cartoon look completely different. So it's so jarring. But
Yeah, the funny thing, I mean, there were so many of those toys that they actually licensed off to Hasbro. I mean, Hasbro went out and they went out to all these different smaller companies, and they were just licensing off any kind of transforming toy that they could get and throw a Transformers label on it. Like a lot of people think Shockwave was an in-house design. It was not. It was from a third-party company that was not only creating it and selling it off to Transformers to use as Shockwave, but they were selling it off to Radio Shack as Tandy. What was it, Tandy Man or Tandy Gun or something like that? And he was also sold in a couple other places
I think
as
Candy
Galactic
Gun,
Man.
because Candyman's something completely different.
Tandy, 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 Tandy.
Okay.
I thought the same thing.
You guys remember the TV show Silverhawks?
Yeah, I remember the figures too.
Yeah, I used to have those figures, like
Those were
the
cool.
copper one and the silver one.
Yeah.
All of them were crazy. I love those.
Yeah, those are cool figures.
Yeah.
How about going back to something even older? How about Light Bright?
Yep.
I always wanted a light bright. I always wanted one.
You know how bootleg my family was? We had a light bright that didn't work.
Oh,
We had a fucking Snoopy snow cone machine that didn't work.
Hey, I had that one too.
I always wanted that too. God, I feel really sad. There's so many things I wanted.
It broke like the first time you tried to use it, right?
No, I think by the time I was able to play with the toys, I think it was just still in the house from someone else. So I just used to use it as like a background for something when I was playing with my action figures.
No, the Snoopy. I had a Snoopy snow cone maker as well. It just it broke the first two times. It
Yeah.
it worked once, then it worked twice, and then the third time just went kaput. So I think
You guys remember?
still have it somewhere.
Do you guys remember like those Terminator type things where you'd get the skeleton and then you'd get the mix and you'd cover him up to make him human, and it would dry, and then you'd peel it off. You guys remember that stuff?
I actually don't remember that one.
Oh,
Oh,
they had the factory, right?
Yeah, it's like the Terminator
Where it was
factory.
a factory. Like you
Yeah,
had to put.
See, I didn't.
Yeah, the early '90s Terminator figures.
Yeah, those
See, I
were
didn't
neat.
have that. I just be creative and take silly putty and use that.
Stretch Armstrong.
Oh my god.
Stretch Armstrong was
Pogo
great.
ball.
You know what I find so amazing? Oh, I'm sorry, Maura, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Everybody's just bringing up toys. I was like pogo balls and pogo sticks.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
Pogo
leading right into that,
I
though,
could never
mean,
get that. I always tried to use those.
But
Yeah,
look at the toys.
But yeah.
Look at all those toys when you were a kid, and how much fun they were, and how simple in design most of them were, and they could keep your attention for hours, if not sometimes like multiple days at a time. Like you get done playing with it, you get up the next day, and you're ready to go back and play with it again.
Yes.
How many toys and how many devices do you see like that to now with today's kids, where it grabs their attention and keeps them? They get bored with it after maybe a month. Like that's why you see like video games.
I don't know.
especially.
I'm not hanging around a lot of kids.
I'm gonna look on eBay and see if I can find a pogo ball.
Anyone
if you had
remember
children
Skip
of
It?
your own, you would say it.
Yeah.
No.
Remember Skip It?
Children, so I can't.
Oh,
Remember that?
yeah.
You put it around your ankle and try to.
Yeah.
They had that annoying commercial. Skip it, skip it.
I remember the one that had a B on the end.
Bop it.
Well, it was a skip it, but it had a B instead of just like the ball.
Oh yeah.
And it would make like a buzzing noise as you spun it around.
It's you think about all that old toys and like you said, when you go down the toy aisle today, because I'm with kids, I have kids. So when you go down there, you see like these action figures, and they're like this big, and they're like $10. And I'm thinking, I remember buying Ninja Turtles when they were like this big, and they were only like $5. So,
Dude, you guys
and,
see the price? Figures, they're like $24 one
I
figure.
know,
It's
and the big ones,
ridiculous.
they're like $30 now. They're like, what happened here?
Well, Fanzine, I am still to this day a huge Transformers fan. From the moment it came
Same,
out,
if you can't
because yeah, I know, Mando. But I mean, I was into it when it was still the Micronauts line, before it converted
Right.
over, and when they first started microchange. Because my dad used to take me out to Route 1 Indoor U.S. Flea Market all the way up in New Brunswick, and it's the same place where Kevin Smith had shot one of his films, and I forget if it was Mallrats or if it was, I think it was Mallrats, or maybe, yeah, it had to have been Mallrats, where they actually had a scene where they were in that US 1 indoor flea market.
Yeah,
Now,
that's Mallrats.
those old flea markets, they used to have vendors that came in from Japan, China, and all these different places, and they brought the toys that were selling over there to the States. So I was able to go in there and I was able to purchase Cassette Man, at MC something, whatever it was, the Jaguar, which became Ravage and Soundwave. Like
Right.
they had the old Megatron figures, which were, the MC11, MC12, and MC13 toys of Gun Robo. I mean, they had all that stuff. They had the original. I mean, you guys remember the big giant die-cast Voltron figures that formed into the big giant
Yes.
figure? They sold all that kind of stuff, and you don't really see that anymore. You don't see like a lot of like companies coming to the States and selling their stuff from their country anymore like that, because you got all the customs problems and you got all the corporations that just want to keep it in house. But I mean, it was such a time to grow up then, to be able to see all this different stuff from all over the place and be able to truly enjoy it without having to worry about all the silliness that comes with some of today's toys.
True.
But they were so cheap. I mean, they were so cheap. Like you could pick up two of those toys for maybe $5 sometimes at the flea markets, and even in the store, I think they sold the 2-pack of the cassette guys for it was like $5. There was like $4.99, maybe $5, maybe even $5.99 at the most. I mean, now you look at some of those toys, you would buy the small version of the cassettes, which are probably like half the size of those old Transformers, and they sell for over $10. And that's what their starting price for Transformers are. And from there, it goes up to like into the hundreds for the big giant Titan figures. It's crazy how exorbitant the prices have gotten on all the toys nowadays.
It is. It's ridiculous.
I mean, and back then they used to make them with die cast and everything like that. They used to be sturdy. Even the plastic was thicker back then.
True.
That's what I hated about McFarlane figures. They were the nicest looking fragile pieces of shit. Sometimes taking them out of the package, a little tiny piece of a McFarlane figure would snap. When they started getting more like detailed, when they started doing more of the movie figures and whatever line, like the Matrix figures and shit like that.
Random Brad says something, and I vaguely remember this, but do you guys remember? He says, I picked up a few Biker Mice from Mars figures. OG package, Xena figures a while back. Pretty cool.
I never had the figures, but I knew of the...
I remember them, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's too much.
Street Sharks. When everyone was trying to make the next Ninja Turtles.
You remember the crash test dummies?
Crash Test Dummies. Those toys were awesome. Those toys were
you
pretty.
press that button, they fall apart. It was,
Yeah, and they had the track too. Like you run the car into the fucking wall.
Yes.
Didn't they have a cartoon series for that
I
too?
had growing up
Yeah.
Yeah, they did have a cartoon.
Transformers, Spider-Man, and Star Wars action figures. That's about it.
But I remember they started making everything trying to be the next Ninja Turtles. What was it? The Cowboys of Moo Mesa or something like that.
Yeah.
So everyone was trying to And that's just typical. Everyone's always trying to copy what's popular.
Yeah. Uh huh.
Remember Battletoads?
Yep.
Yes.
Toxic Crusaders.
Oh god.
When they made they tried to make a Toxic Avenger toy line.
I still can't believe they turned Toxic Avenger into a Saturday morning kids cartoon. Toxic
I was
Crusader.
just going to mention that. I was
They
just
did
going to
it-
mention that.
They also did it with RoboCop.
Yeah, and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
And Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. God.
It's just amazing. I mean, even like those cartoons back then, like there was Toxic Crusaders, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. There's even Tales from the Crypt cartoons. You couldn't get those cartoons on TV today at all.
No. Not even close to getting it on there.
No.
Here's one. I'm actually touching on this cartoon actually in my next Toys from the Past video, and I touched it in my last one. I'm so sorry. I touched it in the last one when I did my lightsaber theory when I was talking about the crossover between lightsabers in the Transformers universe, because I don't see how some people missed it. But do you guys remember Thundar the Barbarian?
Yes. I remember
Kinda.
Thundar.
I don't think I remember that
One of the Hanna-Barbera ones, right?
Yes. Yeah, he had his fabulous sun sword against the forces of evil.
That's crazy. I don't remember that one. I don't remember ever seeing that one.
Let me see if I could
So
try.
they reused Star Wars sound effects in the original Transformers cartoon in G1.
And there was I remember the He-Man ripoff. What was it, Black Star? Or did that come before He-Man, but He-Man got more popular?
I don't know. I don't remember that one either.
What did I do with the picture for that? See, this is the problem when you don't keep all your pictures organized, folks. I know I had a picture of it, and I am failing to find it. I will just look on the web.
Yes, Ancient One, I do have my own YouTube channel. I have two. One is called Mando Merc, the other one's called Cast in the Shadows, hence the name on the StreamYards.
Captain Caveman, Sally Cavey, since Peter. I remember Captain Caveman. Yeah.
He was so cute.
All right, let me see. I'm going to try to bring up a picture of Thundar for you. Like, maybe if you see the picture, it will... Then again, you may not have ever seen it, so who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if I remember him.
Hey, Tommy, I got to fix something, so I'm going to drop for a bit. You still going to be on?
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
here.
Cool.
Did that come up? Did that come up for you, Fancy?
Yeah, I see it. I see a bunch of.
Okay.
There's a bunch of pictures.
Yeah. I don't think I ever remember seeing that one.
Nothing.
I vaguely do.
What
Looks
was
like
really
He-Man.
weird about this show? Yeah, what
Go
was
on.
really weird about the show is they kind of look like they drew some parallels from like not only like Conan but like from Star Wars as well. That's why you got like that Ookla guy. He was kind of like, just a big scruffy, almost like a Wookiee in a way. It was kind of strange. It was a neat show though. But he had the Sun Sword, and the Sun Sword operated almost like a lightsaber, where it was just a handle. He'd activate it, and then the blade would come out.
Nice. I don't remember ever seeing that one. I remember the old Ghostbusters TV show from not from the movie, but that Hanna-Barbera did. Do you remember that one?
Which
Is that
one
the
was that?
Wait, which one has Egon with blonde hair?
That's the movie cartoon from Ghostbusters.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about like it was called Ghostbusters. It was like these hillbillies, and they were in this car, like an old junky car. It was before. I think it was before the Ghostbusters cartoon.
Oh, well, okay.
Let me see if I can find a picture for you, and I'll see if I can screen share for you guys.
That would be
I
awesome.
remember one called the original Ghostbusters.
Yeah, that's what it's called, the original Ghostbusters.
Oh,
Maybe.
okay.
Should see the price of
God,
Turbo.
I remember the toy line for that. it was so strange. It had like on the back of their power packs, it had like a little twist knob where it made it look like the jet stream was spinning around in a circle.
See if I can pull this up for you. Yeah, this is it's Filmations. Let me see if I can open this image up for you so you guys can see it. All right, I'm gonna screen share, Tommy.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yep.
See that? Can you guys see it?
Kinda.
That's
I don't
what I was
recognize it.
There's like a gorilla. And there's some weird I remember that. That was like a weird cartoon. It
Yeah,
always
that was
confused me because
something type of
yeah.
car.
It always confused me because I was like, this isn't Ghostbusters when I first saw it. And I was like, this is one weird show.
Yeah,
So,
that's nice.
yeah, you know, I think I vaguely remember that as being some kind of spin-off show.
Yeah.
Like,
I
it was
don't-
weird
I
how
don't-
they did that. Like, they would just take those franchises and they would try to spin them off into something completely different. But even in its own way, it was kind of enjoyable most of the time.
Yeah. But that is I just for whatever reason that show was like always confused me. It's just like it was a decent show, but it's like this isn't Ghostbusters, but why is it called Ghostbusters?
Yes, Jens Peter, the real Ghostbusters.
The real Ghostbusters.
Jens Peter also mentioned Captain Caveman.
Yep.
Oh, God, I used to love Captain Caveman. Captain Caveman!
Classic.
I was not going to be the one to do the voice.
Yeah.
We'll just hand.
This is
So, as far as like some of those older cartoons, was there any other cartoons you remember when you were really little? Like, I mean, I remember. Do you remember Godzilla and Godzuki?
Oh God, please don't bring that up.
I don't remember Godzilla, but I remember the Godzilla cartoon.
Yeah, it was
They also had
Godzilla
in
and
the 90s,
Godzuki.
Because didn't they have? Yeah, they had a Godzilla cartoon in the '90s as well, where they had the American Godzilla in there.
Right.
A
Godzilla.
cartoon.
Without the
sorry.
god. It was just the giant lizard. And then they had a Mecha Zilla.
Yeah, the old one was actually drawn more in the way of the old Japanese shows.
Yeah.
So it had more of that traditional look. And I remember when I was a kid, and this was in the 70s, so late 70s or so, there was a toy line out of Japan that was called Shogun. And they not only made small, these things were completely die cast too. They were like almost exclusively die cast. There was a little bit of plastic on them. Things were heavy. They were probably about 5 or 6 inch tall robots that they made. And they had like shooting arms, and like maybe it had a hole in the hand where it would shoot an axe or some other projectile out. But they also made ones that were about 3 feet tall. And they were these big plastic figures that had the same thing where they had shooting hands and stuff like that. Well, they also did a Godzilla in the Shogun format. And I had that thing. It was freaking huge. I never understood why his fist would shoot off, though.
It's like what's face Venom Snake in Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain. His arm is also a rocket, and it detaches from him and flies around and punches people and then comes back.
Were there any certain toys or anything that you remember when you were a kid more besides the traditional stuff?
Well, you were mentioning cartoons a second ago, and I almost lost my mind. I love cartoon DVD.
Oh yeah.
So great. And one that's a little off, that I don't think anyone's ever heard of, that I watched before that, was a show called Count Duckula. And like,
I've watched that show. I've watched that show.
Yes. And for no, it's about a vampire duck, and he gets turned to dust. And they try to reanimate him. But instead of putting blood on his ashes, they put ketchup. So he came back as a vegetarian vampire duck. It was absolutely hilarious.
I remember that.
And there was a castle that would travel everywhere. Oh my god, that was so great. I think it's awesome. You remember?
Wait,
Yeah,
what was this? What was this called?
Dracula. You
A
can see
vegetarian
it.
vampire? What the hell? Oh, Duckula. Okay, I never watched Duckula.
Well, Moira, if you remember Count Duckula,
Like,
do you remember, Moira, do you remember Darkwing Duck?
Oh yeah, it's just like yes.
Yes.
Oh my god, yes, I do
Duck.
remember. Oh, and Chippendale's Rescue Rangers.
Yeah, that was a good show.
All right, DuckTales was the shit back in the 80s.
Yeah, I
Dude,
wish I had
DuckTales.
dog.
I love DuckTales.
Even though Scrooge McDuck is a greedy scumbag who constantly put his family He constantly put his family's life in danger just to fucking collect more treasure. Yeah, I still like the show.
God, when you put it that way, holy shit.
Fucking hires a fucking pilot that can't even land a plane.
Oh,
Yeah,
Brad remembers
Launchpad.
Fucking every landing with him is 9/11 over and over again, but they end up fine every time.
It's like Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade. It's like you can fly. I can fly. Yes. Land. No.
Launchpad McQuack.
Now, see, I had a weird set of circumstances when it came to certain cartoons, and I found out about some of them through my brother because there's an 11-year gap difference between me and my brother. So he actually seen some of these other cartoons like Darkwing Duck and Count Duckula, and I by default seen them because I used to watch after him most of the time. I also seem to remember some of the weird Nicktoons ones that he used to watch, like Danger Mouse.
I never watched Danger Mouse.
The Tick.
was awesome.
Oh, I love The Tick. It was a great show.
I grew up with
Spoon.
I have a shirt that says Spoon with the Tick and drawn on it. I got it.
My favorite. I love that the guy Chairface Charlie.
What?
I have an image of
It's
it. I'm
the
gonna get it.
chair.
Chairface Charlie. Because
Jesse
he
Miller
tried to
at the cruise nest.
he tried
And Bruce
he
Lombardo
tried to burn his
brings-
name on the moose.
Yes, and then every time he tries to write his name, the Tick punches him out. And then he tries writing his name by peeing in the snow, and then the Tick just comes out of nowhere and punches him out.
Oh, The Tick was great.
Bruce Lombardo. I was a fan of Thundercats mainly because we didn't have cable and I had no access to anime in the 80s.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have cable either. We had the selection of 4 channels, like 4 or 5 channels.
And if the president was talking, your day was ruined.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Like, fuck this.
Well, for the longest time, my dad wouldn't give me a really good TV. He gave me an old hand-me-down black and white TV that had the UHF, VHF dials
Oh
on it.
my god, I know somebody who still has that TV, or did.
With the rabbit ears antennas?
Yes,
Yes.
yes. And they never worked.
Nah.
As a
You
kid,
gotta have the container. You gotta have the
it was
container.
also smaller than my monitor on my computer right now.
Anyone ever have to make tinfoil flags on the fucking antennas?
Oh yeah.
Or
No,
the container.
that TV did not pick up anything. I had to get like antennas. The antenna kept breaking. I had to get a new one. I had to build my own at one point. Yeah. Oh, and the plus side, it kept me on my toes and helped me build things. So.
Boy, like this was just. Kids don't even know what it's like to have to get up and go adjust the antenna and get it just
Oh,
right.
Yeah, but it was great.
Or to get up and physically change the channel dial.
But TV was really. I think my computer right now is bigger than the TV is. Like my actual machine itself is bigger than the TV I had. That had the VHS. So I carried that TV with me every now and then to where I'd go, and I'm a kid just carrying a TV with a VHS built in, and I'm carrying my favorite Bond film. I'm carrying my favorite, superhero movie or whatever at the time. It's like,
Jesse Miller, you would get that thing perfect. When you sit down, it would fuck up again.
all I need to do
Yes.
That's so
Oh
true.
God! Oh God! That used to
Get
get
up
me
there and
fucking
get that
heated.
fucking thing
all I need to
right
do is
now.
Oh, I would get so heated. Oh God!
put the tape in, and I'm good to go. That was it.
Sometimes
You're gonna make me go through this shit again?
There was no remote for it though.
Yeah, because with those old ones, you had the double dials because you had the UHF and then you
Yeah,
had the
UHF
double
and
dials down
VHF.
underneath.
Yeah.
It's been
But
tactile
it's-
buttons, but it was still,
Yeah, tune that fucker in.
And whenever
I
you adjust
remember
the
that-
dials, there was always a good chance the rabbit ears might move, and then you'd have to play with them.
Or when you'd even break, or you'd get so frustrated you'd end up breaking the fucking rabbit ears.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, I think we all forgot about the tracking button on the VCR.
Oh yeah. Oh God.
I found the image of the shirt that I bought. Here, this is my tick shirt. This.
Oh my gosh, the tick.
That's a dope shirt.
It's awesome.
Bright red and has spoon.
That was such a good show. Has anybody ever watched the remake that they did of it, the live action remake?
Oh my god. the
Which-
guy that-
With
Not
with
the one with
with-
the guy that voice acts Joe.
Putty from Seinfeld, right?
But yeah, buddy, not
The
that
guy
one.
from Seinfeld.
The one with the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy, right? He's the tick in that one.
That's it. I watched the one with
Nova
Jack from Seinfeld.
Core members in Guardians of the Galaxy plays the tick in the Amazon version. And
Yeah.
I remember the first live action one they did was the dude from Seinfeld.
yeah. I thought that one was hilarious. The new
I
one
love that one.
tried to be a bit more serious, but there are good moments. There are a lot of good moments.
Oh my goodness. Jens Petter says, does anyone remember the rental TV with the coin meter? They had that at the airport. The first time I ever went to an airport, my mom wanted me to like calm down. So she would start putting quarters in the fucking TV machine so I would like watch something.
No, I don't remember.
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
remember that
yeah,
at
they
all.
set up like a school desk, kind of like you sit there and it's got the thing that comes around like this, and it had the little TV. And it was only like that big. My first camera there, like that big, and you just throw coins in it to watch TV and stuff. It was at the airport, and I think I was like 9. I remember that. Holy shit! My poor mom taking me to an airport. Jesus. TSA wouldn't let us fly now. I'd be like, out of pocket. Like, I was that kid, like, they'd be having a fit, and a parent would walk by and be like, you need to whoop her ass. Like, but in the 80s, you could say that. You can't say that now.
No, see, no one ever had to say that to my dad. No one ever had to say that to my dad because he'd just do it. He'd know when it was time.
Oh, the infamous wait till your dad gets home.
No, I mean even if I was acting up when we were out and about, walking around in the streets, yeah, he knew when to lay down the law. I mean, it was deserved.
I had a fit on, like, I don't know if anyone ever been in New Orleans and knows the mapping, but on Canal Street, like a main street just outside of French Quarter. Apparently, we had a VCR at home, and so I was used to being able to have movies on demand whenever you wanted it. And I didn't understand that theaters didn't work this way. So I was having a hissy fit that I wanted to see a Chuck Norris movie. And my mom was trying to explain to me that there's no movie playing right now in the theater. And I had my little hissy fit on the ground. Now that I think about Streets of New Orleans is nasty. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. But anyway, I'm throwing my hissy fit, and apparently my mom told me that somebody walked by and was like, you need to spank that girl. Oh my god, my poor mom, dude.
God, if you spank your kid in public now, they want to crucify you.
Right.
Yep.
Like,
Now, back when I was a
you
kid-
give him one whack to the butt, or something like that, or on the hip or something. Like, it's probably not, like, stream worthy. Really, it's the impressive ass whooping. And it depends on what the kid did, because that one mom went like viral during like the Ferguson protest. She caught her kid out there starting shit, and she was dragging him home. She was smacking him upside the head. She's like, you didn't get your ass home, and everybody was like applauding the hell out of her. Because her son must have been like, I think he's probably like 16. He's just a little bit taller than her. And she's like, I didn't raise you this way. Get your ass home. It was the funniest shit ever. Like,
Well, when I was a kid, you were lucky if you didn't get spanked. When I was a kid, you were lucky if you didn't get. I was saying, when I was a kid, you're lucky if you didn't get spanked by the whole neighborhood because your parents would be like, "Oh yeah, if he's acting up, give him one." Yeah.
my parents, they kept a handle on me pretty decent. Like kids would snitch, so like if you're acting up, your parents gonna hear about it. And my dad always had a belt on hand in case. Like,
Well, I don't know.
Usually with a hand, but the belt was intimidating. My mom
I
was
think
a
if
fly swatter. That's not fun. That shit
I
got
think if
metal.
my dad found out someone else in the neighborhood tried to lay down the law on me instead of him, he'd fuck that person up, and then he'd bring me home and beat the shit out of me. So he'd get double his fucking double his training, and my dad wouldn't have never let someone fucking do that shit to me. He would always make sure it was him.
I didn't know what I did, but I think all parents prefer to someone come and like take their kid, like, here, your kid just did this, you know, instead of actually doing it. But depending on what it was, my mom, and depending on who might have been okay with it.
But getting beat, sometimes I got whoopings for minor infractions. Sometimes, and then there's other times I did major stuff, and I'm like, how did I even not get a smack for this?
Oh my god. They might have their story the first time they used profanity in front of their parents.
No, I remember the day I did that.
Oh yeah, boom, right across the jaw.
It was so
First time a
much
curse word came out of my mouth in front of one of my parents.
Oh,
Ask me where I learned it.
I think I heard it on TV or something.
Great, because depending on which word it was either I learned it at school or I learned it from them. So.
Oh no, I was like 4, so I wasn't in school yet. So it had to be like TV, and I got in trouble for something. I don't remember because what followed next really overshadows it. So I wouldn't go to my room. So my dad had to like forcefully push me into my room, open the door, push me in there, close the door, and for some reason I decided this was now the time to test out the word. So I yelled, fuckers! That door key opened so fast, it's like he never left. And I just remember him coming at me going, oh. Like, oh shit. Quickly I learned the error of my mistake. I'm like,
oh, my douchebag brother used to fucking blackmail me. I was like maybe 5, 6 years old, right?
oh, what
And
did he do?
I'd learn all my curse words from my dad, my mom, and him, and my sister. I wouldn't repeat them, but this motherfucker.
Slasher, give me 1 second here. Jesse
No
Miller,
problem.
hold on a second. Hold on
No
a second,
problem.
bro. I'm going to try to get you a link. All right, go ahead, Slasher.
Okay. So, all right, me being a little kid, this prick would friggin' get me to like say curse words, and he would tape record it, and I didn't know about it. And then he'd pull the tape recorder out from under his pillow and then play it back to me, and then like threaten to play it for my parents.
Oh, I would beat his ass with that recorder.
Mind you, this dickhead was 7 years older than me.
I would have smashed the tape recorder then. I went to that Wisconsin.
I wish I could have smashed him.
That shit. I only get one once.
Hey, Moira?
Yeah.
Well, I can get the link. Still need the link?
Do what now?
Yeah. Can you get the link? Like, I'm having a hard time finding his
Can I
Twitter.
just put it in the chat? Or
Can we
I
add
can
him
just throw it in the chat.
yeah,
But
because I just scrolled up and the link's still there. So
Yeah. If
Here you
he's
go.
added to the chat, he should be able to.
but I just realized that I can't post links at not a mod.
No, I mean, is he not in the group chat? Alright.
Hey, we got Mega Jetting 1 in the chat. What's up, dude?
oh, Jeffrey, what's going on? Bruce, I got room for one more right now. I do not have the upgraded version, and I'm not dropping out of my own stream because my name isn't Zod.
Oh, yes. Sorry. I mean,
Zing!
that's terrible.
Oh, was that uncalled for?
No, it
Not at all, actually.
That was terrible. That was terrible.
I just never understood why people would drop out of their own streams. It just seemed ridiculous.
Well, sometimes you gotta make room to give other people a chance.
I know. I mean, I realize if you got like an extremely busy panel and you might want to get everybody on there and you want to give everybody a voice, I mean, I could see it to an extent. But I've seen a lot of people where they just drop out of their own streams all the time just for a small panel, and it just never made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Moira did that once. I was like, no, just let me drop out. She dropped out once. I was like, I'm just gonna drop out. Host your own show.
I'm having a hard time finding him. What the hell?
There he goes.
DJ does that too, doesn't he? He drops out so people could friggin'. Doesn't DJ do that?
A lot of people do it.
Yeah, Mead showed me how to do
Yeah.
that when you drop yourself out so you can have your guests in. Holy shit, it's been a fucking hot ass day, man.
They're really talk. If you have like really talkative guests, then it's one thing. But
Jesse, let me ask you. Do you remember anything from when you were a kid, like a toy franchise, a TV show, or a movie that really stood out to you?
Besides the real Ghostbusters and Ninja Turtles? Yeah, Dino Wars or Dino Saucers. What was that called?
Dino
Wars?
Saucers.
Dino Saucers?
Saucers. Yeah. I do recall that.
Yep.
There was also Dino Riders.
Dino Riders.
God, there was a lot of Dino franchises, really.
Got Dino Forgot My Lighter. Gotta open up a new one.
the Dino, there's a wave of Dino themed everything all the time. So
You ever see that shit on Robot
had
Chicken?
the ones that you put Dino Riders, you put these in the dinosaurs and they would move.
Kind of like a headmaster?
Like a robot.
Wow, why isn't Moira
Like a
in
dino
cartoon?
robot.
How did you get into Family Guy?
you know that device from Tron that digitizes you and puts you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of kick my computer while I fall backwards out of a chair?
What?
And who was paying for the power for that place for 20-something years?
Oh, are you wondering how there's no chair? Is that what you're asking?
No, you're in Family Guy.
Well, yeah. You can pick any background, like, right.
I'd put myself at the presidential podium if I had one of those. You didn't vote for me.
Yeah,
You
I
don't want me.
remember-
Now you're stuck with me.
I remember those days, Jeffrey. Back when Big Lots actually used to have some decent stuff on the shelves.
Dude, it used to be you could get some weird good shit in those places, but now you can't. Now it's all junk.
Yeah, he says, I was heavy into Ninja Turtles as a kid, got my first Michelangelo figure from Big Lots, back when Big Lots actually had big stuff. You know what? There's another company out there. It's called Ollie's. And they finally just made their way down here to Florida. And they have tons of stuff. They're almost kind of like how like KB Toys used to be, where they would get discounted stuff. But they get stuff from everywhere. It's not just toys. They get everything.
Oh my god, you had to go shopping for me.
Hey, Mega Jetty.
What the hell?
Yeah, we got Ollie's up here. They got tons of good stuff, especially around Christmas time because they bought out all the Toys R Us's.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But there was what KB. What was the other one? Lionel Kitty City.
Well, Lionel Kitty City was actually in direct competition with Toys R Us for the longest time, and Toys R Us just pushed them out because they had a bigger reach.
Now at Christmas time, you could get nice FAO Schwartz toys.
Of course they did.
Well, what was that, Jesse?
Now at Christmas time, you could get nice FAO Schwartz toys too. They finally branched out besides their main store in New York, and they actually like sell things on the internet now, or like in other stores. I'm not sure. Did they close the main one down in New York?
They did and reopened it.
Oh, they did reopen.
They did, and then they reopened it.
Well, that's good because that's like a piece of nostalgia.
Yeah.
Right
You know
there.
it's a good oldie from the 80s?
That place was way too
Oh
expensive.
fuck yeah!
What's that,
You know-
Mando?
You guys remember the show Greatest American Hero?
Oh yeah,
Oh, with the guy with the red suit.
Show.
yeah. Because he lost the manual.
Believe
Remember
it
back
or
in
not.
the day when the original Flash show was on?
Effing manual.
Oh my gosh. Anybody remembers My Secret Identity?
No,
Yep,
Oh,
Jerry O'Connell.
I'd have to see
Yeah.
a picture.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, screen share these nostalgic things and jog the old people brain I got in his head.
Now that
You guys remember Erie, Indiana?
Oh
Huh?
fuck yeah, Erie, Indiana was great, and I still
Oh
don't
my
know what
god,
it's about.
I freaking love that show.
I love that show.
Yo,
Oh my
It was a great show.
what was that show about?
what? Greatest American Hero?
There was like the weird kid with the gray hair, and then there was something about like an interdimensional portal or something.
It's like this kid moved to Erie, Indiana, and it was like it's like weird X-Files type crap.
It was.
They
Remember
always
the mom that had the
Teacher-
twins and they slept in
superpowers
Tupperware?
pursuit.
Oh, is that the song?
An FBI agent pursued dead. Or something along those lines.
It's all very weird.
I don't
Good
yeah,
show.
it got weird, but it was fun.
They try that with Stranger Things. I've never seen the Stranger Things, but people seem to like it. They need more shows like that. Because in 20 years, people will be like, yo, you remember Stranger Things? Yeah, that's the only show like that was ever on in your lifetime.
Jeffrey,
You know,
I
you-
picked up as the Greatest American Hero 1 year.
Oh,
you know what I
got?
remember when I was younger?
No, when I was like, I don't know, maybe 10.
The one show I really remember when I was younger is I remember Mork and Mindy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite thing about Mork was me and my brother used to watch that all the time, and it was like clean enough where my mother would let us watch it. But then when I was a teenager, I was watching Nick at Night, and they had Mork try to come down and abduct Richie and take him back to be his best friend.
Yes.
Fonzie had to
Yes.
defend him, so he challenged Mork to a duel. So Mork would start the machine, the jukebox, and Fonzie would stop it and change the song. And you go knock a door off, you go pound the door off. You keep having all these contests. Pretty cool.
Do you remember all the crazy toy lines that they came out? Like I remember this one. It was like an egg spaceship or something like that, but it had some kind
Yep.
of like green goo or something in it.
Oh, I don't remember that.
I had a Mork egg radio. It was a fucking radio, but it was in the shape of Mork in the egg.
That's great.
Nice.
That was
I would love to be able to find all those things. I think for some reason, see, my dad is a bit of a hoarder, so I think he kept all my old toys, and I think he stuffed them in an old corrugated drum somewhere up in an attic. So
I
think
know
it was
exactly
all-
what happened. To all of my,
All my old Transformers, that's for damn sure.
I know exactly what happened to all of my brother and I's old toys. Now, keep in mind, we had everything from the real Ghostbusters, and there was two. That meant there was 2 traps, there was 2 proton packs, there was 2 of this, 2 of that, because there's 2 of us, and all the Ninja Turtles shit, and all the other random shit. When I was 15, and I was like 14 actually, my brother was like 17. We still had this stuff in the house. So my father worked with a guy who had an autistic son who was like 14, and he really like was into toys still. So we were like, just let him have everything.
That's
Yeah,
actually
we gave
really
him
cool.
everything.
That
Every
is
last
really
fucking
cool.
thing.
That's really cool.
Yeah, well, I still don't feel bad about it because it went to someone who was going to enjoy it and was probably having a pretty fucking shit life because I know how that goes.
Yeah. No, that's an awesome story, bro.
Yeah, because now, the funny thing is, years later, a friend of mine gives me, for my son, he knows I was getting the new Ninja Turtles. He ends up giving me the old Ninja Turtle sewer. All it needed was I ordered off of eBay the fucking
Oh yeah,
the yellow fire hydrant and the little click telescope thing to put into it.
The one you could
That's
attach to the
$10.
you could attach it to the Technodrome too.
Oh, could you? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you could. But you know what? That old Technodrome we had, and I couldn't find another one of those. I got my son the newer one. The newer one's shit compared to the old one.
Well, that old one was small, wasn't it? It wasn't. It wasn't
It
that
was
big.
relatively small, but it was like well made, and it, like they had the
It
eyeball.
looked cool. Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
cool.
Lots of good shit back then.
Like I didn't like when they made the Krang in that little bubble suit. I like when they made the bigger Krang
with the
he's
little
in
Walker
fucking-
suit. Yeah, I got one.
where
of the
he's-
originals. I
yeah.
got the reissue, but when I was a kid, I had the Android suit, and you know I gave that away with everything else.
The
but
big one. The big
Yeah.
one.
yeah, the big one. So
Yeah, that
like,
one was
I was
dope.
with my
That one was
son
dope.
when he was like 4 years, just like 6 years ago now. Shit, but he was like 4. We went to the Terrificon in Connecticut. Terrificon with 2 N's, I think. But anyway, I saw one, and it was $45. It had no Krang, and the plastic door was broken off the front, and this thing looked like it went through hell. So, like a intact one's probably almost like $150 to $200 range.
Oh.
Oh, Rennie A, hello there. Welcome.
Hey, Rennie, how's it going?
You know, I don't know if you guys know Rennie very well, but she's another one of those people that is coming up to be an incredible moderator for people's channels. I see her do work all the time on John Talks channel. RR, hello there, and yeah, she's
Hello,
she's
RR.
doing some pretty
Hello,
good
Rennie
work
A.
on those channels.
Hello, Mega Jetty. Sorry, I wasn't shouting people out.
Hey, my audio isn't bleeding through, is it?
Depends. Did you just flush a toilet?
No, that was an explosion in Halo, but I
I
guess
thought I heard a freaking blender going.
You know what we were talking about earlier on Chef Carolyn's channel was Happy Meal toys. Do you guys remember what McDonald's back in the day? They had McDonald's Land.
Tommy's got the transforming
McChangeables.
food.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
McChangeables.
Oh my god.
With the shake that looks like Master Shake.
Yeah.
The food transformers. Yes, Tommy
Swear
has
to
those.
God, that's where they got the idea for Aqua Teen Hunger Force from. Because it had the French fries. That
Yeah.
look
Those,
like
those
shake that looks like Master
those Happy Meal toys. Those Happy Meal toys were cool though.
One thing left
Yeah.
from McDonald's, and it's the 19. I have to go look at what year it is. But it's when Shrek 2 came out, and they had actual like drinking glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I have one in the cabinet. I looked at it the other day. I thought, dude, I still have this. Like,
Yo, even their glasses were dope. Those Batman Forever glasses were better. Those Batman Forever glasses are better than the movie because that movie was garbage. Those glasses are fucking awesome.
I have one of those.
Yeah, if I look hard enough in my cabinet, I might be able to find y'all a Dream Team cup from McDonald's from back in the day.
Those Dream Team cups too.
Yo, my brother used
So-
to videotape the Dream Team games in the '92 Olympics. They were pathetic to watch. Like,
Because of the slaughters.
I don't even know
Because
why
it was
they
a
let them do that.
how it was allowed because it was just slaughter. Yeah.
Like, here's the NBA versus China. Like, they got one tall guy on the Chinese team. Just give him the ball. I know he's covered.
Well-
Just give him the ball. It doesn't matter.
It was here's the NBA and Christian Leitner.
Yeah, and you know who got third place was Lithuania with their Grateful Dead gear. Remember that? The Grateful Dead sponsored the entire Lithuanian basketball team that year.
Jeffrey Turner. No, I don't really remember that. He says he remembers as a kid he wanted a Robotnik hovercraft toy from Burger King. Does anybody remember that? I don't recall that.
Wasn't that when they had the old Sonic cartoon on?
Yeah,
Robotnik as
probably.
in Dr. Robotnik?
Yeah, I'm assuming yes.
we presume, but yes.
'Cause I used to watch that show in like middle school before I went to school because it was on mad early in the morning for some reason. It was like the only thing on, so I just watched that every morning.
Boned. Bone had the hamburger that transformed into a robot. Which one did you have though, Bone? Did you have the cheeseburger, the Big Mac, or
He
did you
had
have
burger
the quarter pounder? The other one was the quarter pounder.
Hey Tommy, do you remember Food Fighters?
Yes. Oh, they were so ridiculous looking.
I don't remember that, but I remember Food Fight, the video game for Atari 2600.
No, Food Fighters was a bunch of pieces of food made to look like humans dressed in like military gear.
What the fuck?
Odd.
I had the slice of pizza.
It's because
I had the pizza guy, but there was a hamburger guy too that looked pretty good. He looked pretty good.
Hey, Bruce Lombardo, like you said, you had a couple of the early Transformers Diacron before Transformers were popular. I had a couple of those too. I had the very, very, very early ones before they switched over to Car Robo and became popular. Because back then they still had like the futuristic jets and everything like that. And yeah, I had a couple of those.
Must be worth a pretty penny to a collector.
Oh God, I wish I still had them, man. I wish I had them.
It's like Ginger Viking Jesus. He just bought like a big ass die-cast one. Like a die-cast Transformer. That's like pretty much having a statue.
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of which, my friend actually had a one of those diecast Transformers. He had a 6-shot as well, and it's like we always like, dude, can we play at your house? Like, why? Because you have 6-shot.
Hey, Fanzine, would you like to answer this question for Jeffrey Turner?
What was it?
Jeffrey asks, do you know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris?
Oh,
Oh, it's Pulp Fiction. What do they call that?
well,
They
it
call-
was something Europe. It wasn't necessarily France, but it was like because the cheese part would be like fromage.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese.
Yeah, it was
Royale.
Royale and cheese. That was right before he shot. That's right before he shot Phil Lamar in the face.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So the Royale was cheese because of the metric system. But if it was French, it would have fromage written in it. So, like, Jeffrey Turner's trying to fuck with it.
Hey, Bruce Lombardo, interesting fact. Those little pilots, you know, they were just supposed to be scaled down versions of the Microman figures, right?
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They were nothing but scaled down versions of the Microman figures with little tiny magnets on the bottom of their feet.
So like in the 80s, though, it's like half the toys seemed generic, even though they weren't. You know what I
Well,
mean?
Bruce Lombardo also those original Kenner Star Wars figures. Those are some of the best fucking figures. as basic as they were.
I talked about when I did my Dukes of Hazzard line that I was talking about, and I said that, what a huge difference it was in the sculpts of the faces on the Dukes of Hazzard figures as compared to the Kenner figures that they did even for Return of the Jedi, because there was like almost no detail on those old Kenner Star Wars figures.
I got a bunch of those. You want to know why? As a carpenter, one of the jobs we did it was clearing out this old house. It was an old Queen Anne. So it had all this, it was overgrown in the backyard. So, you know, we found a shed back there. Then we go up around the other side, cut the grass down, which there's another shed back there. So in there's a like a rolling tool chest like a mechanic would have. So I open up one of the drawers, nothing will open up a drawer. There's like a wrench, open up a drawer. Here's a big fucking Ziploc bag full of Star Wars figures. I just went.
Stories like that are always effective.
I
Yo,
was just
stories.
Go ahead, Moira.
I would have gone shopping real quick. Like, I'd have packed that and gone looking around to see what else there was.
You know, that was the only cool thing there. But what was fucked up is that it was one of the original Darth Vaders where the lightsaber slides up out of his arm. But of course,
Yeah.
the part was broken off. So you know,
Was that the early? Was that the early two-piece saber? Because remember the early ones, they had like a thicker end to the saber, and then the tip had like that real thin plastic tip.
I don't know because it was broken off. But it had that really, you know how like the Vader cape was like really stiff and sticking straight up.
Yeah, the old plastic one. Yeah.
Yeah, my son figured out how to bend it over to make it look right.
Yeah, it was like
Of course, all I
plastic, right? Like
Yeah,
leathery.
I took all these home and I just cleaned them up with a Q-tip real good, and I just gave them to my son. There you go. More shit. But that's with the rest of the Star Wars shit.
Hey, Tommy, I got to bounce, okay, man?
Oh, Fanzine, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and plug your channel, bro.
You guys can check me out on my channel, Fancy Vids. I do movie reviews and all kinds of crazy stuff over there. I'm just a really nerdy, geeky guy who loves movies, so check me out. Thanks for having me on, Tommy. I got to go check on the kids, so
Oh, no,
thanks, man.
hey,
I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure having you, man, and I really look forward to having you on again.
Anytime, bro.
Yeah, I just subbed your channel too.
Nice
All
meeting
right,
you.
cool. Thanks, man.
Have a good one, Fancy.
You guys too.
Have a good one,
Have
Fancy.
fun.
Take care. Thank you, Rennie.
I was fairly productive today, thanks to Yes I Cannabis.
Oh, I finally got that video to upload, Tommy. You know, the one that I had to. It took 7 attempts to upload it, but I finally got it. YouTube did not like that I had the Beatles' "It's Been a Long Day's Night" at the end of the video. So
Yeah, you know, I had that problem
They
for a
let
couple
me
days.
but otherwise,
Yeah, it was a few days that I had that problem that I couldn't seem to upload anything.
yeah, I think both of them already played. So yeah, they're both up now. I have 2 videos up. So. But yeah, like I had "It's Been a Long Day's Night" at the end of the video, and YouTube would not let me upload it because of that. Because of the copyright strike I had on it, or claim.
Well, usually they will let it go through, and then they will just throw the claim on afterwards because the company wants to get the money when they throw a claim on. Usually they'll let it go.
It was not just a claim; it was also blocking the video.
Oh, okay.
Those are so annoying. You
I
pissed
know.
off China. That's why they do that. It's whenever you make China mad.
It was perfect too. It was so fitting to what I was doing in the game.
I don't know. But you can't do what's artistically great.
Well, what I find is whenever I'm going to use any kind of music, movie, or any like cartoon, I always make the clip under 10 seconds. And I usually, if it's going to be a lot of visual, I usually modify the visual so I change it a bit. This way, usually it gets loud.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was just music in the background while I was playing a video game. There was no visuals or anything aside from the game I was playing. So, but it was just kind of annoying because I don't like on my channel. I really like anything. Like, I don't care what I do as long as I'm okay with it. So, you know, like if I play music, I'll play music. I don't care if I get a copyright claim or whatever because I'm not using my channel to get monetized. I'm using other means to monetize my channel so I can circumvent YouTube.
Well, the first thing that you always want to do when you're doing your channel is you got to make sure that you're having fun in it. Because if you're not having fun doing it at all,
Exactly,
there's no
yeah.
point.
That's why I don't want to restrict myself. I want to be able to do what I want, have fun while doing things.
Exactly. That's why, like, I'm
Well,
so
listening to music while I play games. So why should I stop doing that when I'm recording?
Go ahead, Jesse.
But just like doing whatever you want. That's why, like, I'm all over the map with my channel. Because it's like I'll do games, I'll do panels, do like character shit, do stupid stuff. Like what? I don't know. I don't have a theme. I like pirates.
Stieg. Hello, Stieg.
Hello there.
You gotta give it a well. Hello there.
Angela Straven. What's up, bruh? Good to see you all here.
That was some big ball shit that Obi-Wan did, though, because he just dropped down in front of Grievous. He's like, yo, fuck your army. I wonder if he knew how close those reinforcements were, if he was just doing that to be big balls.
I know Fanzine was talking earlier about like how cool like the VHS tapes were and how much different they were as compared to like regular, DVDs and everything that we have now. But do any of you guys remember the Super 8 reels?
No, but I will say that VHS, while being extremely strong, It was on a little square TV, and it was really blurry. And I
Ooh,
didn't know that at the time.
okay, I think
Uh,
that old TV that I still have it. Here, I found an
Yeah,
image of it. If you let me share it.
Tommy, what did you just ask
I asked if
about the
anybody
8 reels?
the Super 8 reels. Yeah.
This is
I never did, but Mike's dad,
Oh my god.
Mike's dad that ran a video store, he did that. And Mike was telling me that he was like bootlegging movies.
this is the TV I grew up using. It is tiny. It is smaller than a
TV
child's
VCR
torso.
built in. I have that in the attic. I don't know if it works or not, but I have it upstairs in the attic, I think.
I got a TV in my closet.
I need a garage sale.
Not only do I still have mine, but it still works, and I'll still use it to watch my VHS tapes.
Damn.
I remember
I
those
played-
things having
I
nothing
played
but
pretty much
problems.
Everything up to the PlayStation 2 on that little TV.
You know what's funny? We found a TV outside. We brought it back to my buddy's house and turned it on, and the screen was like everything was normal, but this color was green. And his father was like, "Just wait like 3 days; it will go back to normal." We were like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, just don't turn it off."
Or maybe you were getting a special view into the Matrix. Then.
Yeah. He was like, "No, everything will dry out. It'll be fine. I've seen this before. Just leave it on."
All right. Hey, welcome, Steve Kenobi. How's it going, my friend?
Hello there.
Yeah,
See, he does it good.
he does.
You a really good one.
Hello,
I'm doing quite well. I was on a Sporking's channel talking about the Game of Thrones books. That Nerdrotic fellow popped in as well.
Did he ever release the next book?
Nerdrotic? No.
Neurotic. No.
Oh yeah, isn't he doing the book?
Oh my god.
Tijuana's.
No, we're basically talking about what we think will happen in the book when it comes out.
Hopefully the Hound will get a fairer shake.
I don't know about that.
So, Stieg, I got to ask you: was there any particular like game, movie, or franchise that you remember when you were younger that actually stood out and you still hold dear to this day?
What game movie?
Yeah, game or movie, what your choice.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said game movie.
Feels like
The only answer would
Well,
have
I
been
mean,
Top Gun.
Okay.
if there was a gay movie, it's okay.
Oh, good.
We are not.
Oh.
We are not going to judge you.
Well,
Yeah.
I
bird-
know one.
The birdcage?
Well,
Top Gun, man.
if I have to pick a game movie, it would probably probably Home Alone.
Oh, why? You think
Oh.
that the Wet Bandits were lovers?
Nah, well,
It's entirely
Well, you know,
possible
it's
now that I
almost
think
the same
about it. You got the tall, dumb one and the boss in the short, bossy one.
also the sticky bandits. Don't get me
Yeah.
The sticky
The
bandits.
wet bandit. The wet bandits. The wet bandits does sound like it could be its own gay
Even
porn.
after they're in jail, they go and hang out with each other again.
well,
Yeah.
if you
Game
say it
movie.
right, it sounds like Home Alone.
Home Alone. Home Alone. Dude.
Oh,
Dude.
We just found our
Plain
character.
sight right there.
so that would just be a solo gay guy movie then.
Yeah, but you know what? That would be a more realistic interpretation of a homosexual couple because they never brought it up.
I guess a solo gay movie would be that
interpretation.
would be Me, Myself, and I Cream.
That's sad.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's good. But no, we can make a parody Home Alone porno, and there'll be like someone who's like obviously of age because nobody wants to go to jail, alone. But then two people try to break in, and he does stuff to them for breaking into his house. I don't know.
Isn't this like all bondage movies already?
This took a dark turn already. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
Like, we went from
What-
like, yeah, let's talk about Home Alone and how it's like wow, they're a realistic interpretation of a gay couple to dark torture porno.
This
I
became
didn't
a
say
home debate a long
I
time
didn't
ago.
say torture. Damn.
What was the original question again? I'm sorry for derailing.
I don't know, but now everybody's just thinking about tying people up.
The original question was: is there any kind of toy, a game, a movie, or a TV show that you remember as a kid that stood out to you?
Well, the He-Man action figures, the Transformers, they were a big deal when I grew up. The old Star Wars toys from Kenner. as for TV shows, not counting cartoons, I used to watch a lot of a show called Allo Allo, which at one point was the most aired show on the planet. It's an English sitcom about German occupied France during World War II. It's not PC at all, but it's great fun. As for movies, Jaws, Indiana Jones, Rambo, stuff like that.
Do you remember that Rambo cartoon that they had?
I'm trying to
Yeah,
forget
that was another one. Oh god, that was another one. They made a goddamn Rambo cartoon.
Oh, cartoons! Now you're making me think. Fucking remember when Hulk Hogan would be up against Roddy Piper, and there was a wrestling cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh my
Rock. Oh Jesus, was it Rock and Roll?
Oh,
No,
you know what that cartoon? That cartoon
Rock
was
and
so
wrestling,
stupid.
Yeah. Rock
It
and
was
wrestling.
GI
That
Joe with
cartoon-
wrestlers.
There wasn't rock or wrestling in that cartoon. That shit was just—it was like nonsense. They were just running around acting like dumb Looney Tunes characters.
Happy Dinosaur 8000. Hello to you. According to Christy, I seen you
What's
in there
good,
somewhere.
Dino?
Hello.
Hey, Christy. Hey, Happy Dino.
Well,
Parrot Head, what up?
Parrot Head, how you doing, Parrot Head?
Sorry, I just found something really funny on the topic of GI Joe. Let me see if it's to load.
Okay.
They made a Rambo cartoon, and he had all the weapons and shit. Not a single person died in the cartoon.
that's a good one.
It's like the A Team. Remember how the A Team were all? Remember how?
It matter if I got out alive.
Remember how the A Team would always load up on weapons, but not a single person would die when they had
Yeah,
to fire
or
back.
car
They'd
would
make a
turn
tank
and
in every
land on the
episode.
upside down, but then they'd crawl out through the windows.
Yeah,
He did.
Mr. T. When BA would do the overhead throw, and it would always have the same thing where it looks like a guy's
and there comes
swimming. It would have the overhead view of where it looks like the guy's swimming in the air.
Yep.
Yeah, because the slow motion throw cam. Yeah. I remember that.
Hey, Steve, were
That
you
was
a fan of
show
the
I
A Team?
grew up on.
Oh yes, I used to watch the A-Team all the time.
I love the A-Team.
Nobody died in the A Team.
No,
Get Smart, the TV show.
I think the B team died though.
Nice.
My headphones are hitting my guitar. Sorry.
Doesn't sound your headphones.
It's okay. It's just bad enough that YouTube won't claim this live stream.
Yes.
Yeah, it's only doing a G minor injury.
The G minor injury.
Uh-oh. Oh my God. I mean, you know what? I mean, seriously though, when I think back on a lot of these older shows and everything, I mean, it just agitates me so much that so many people want to cancel some of that old stuff or they just want to forget about it. I mean, I just don't understand it.
All they have to do is not watch it because it's
I
optional.
was rewatching Magnum PI the other night, and
Yeah, just
specifically the episode, the two-parter. Did you watch The Sunrise? Now, for those of you who watched Magnum PI, you'll know that was a very controversial episode, or at least a very controversial ending. But it was a really deep episode. Like, character development was there. It dealt with like the whole conspiracy type plot, with the 80s and the Russians and all that. And it's kind of like, a lot of the shows in the 80s, a lot of people like say all the like cookie cutter shows are all like the same formula, but I always thought Magnum stood out from that formula because they did kind of cover hard topics. Like they had that episode of Frank Sinatra and how his like daughter was raped or something in the show. He was like an ex-cop.
have any of you watched Brave Star?
Yep.
That one.
I remember Brave Star. Stig, are you gonna talk about when the little kid died of an overdose on Brave Star? Is that what you're gonna talk about?
Yeah, that was exactly
act-
it. Thank you.
Where they actually had that on a fucking cartoon? Yes.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Wow.
fucking hardcore. That was pretty hardcore.
All right, Steve, go ahead. Go ahead and explain that one.
Yeah, a little kid died of an overdose on Braystar.
Yup.
Yeah, what was he on?
Some space drug.
Well, it was a Western, so it was probably cocaine.
It was Western space.
Calcane.
It was space Western. So it's space meth. Space meth.
Space meth, really?
Yeah, because the
My God.
voice actor was a method actor.
They actually showed the little kid dying too in the friggin' tree, in the tree house or wherever the fuck he was. Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God.
That is a good name. Yeah, how come we switched around?
I don't know. I think I've been in this corner all the time.
Yeah, he has something. The Matrix has changed.
I think it's every time someone mutes themselves and comes back.
Oh,
Here's a story.
The Brady Bunch right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening?
This- Wait,
Nothing.
I got to bring up
Hey.
Silverhawks. As long as it's quiet, let's bring up Silverhawks. Space
Tommy.
Cowboy guitar solo.
Tommy, can I try to throw the fucking the Brave Star overdose scene into the chat?
Yeah, I don't see why not. It's
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah,
Am I worried about it?
Just dump the overdose victims in the chat.
Brittany is having trouble finding Slosher's channel.
Hold on. I'll get it.
The funny thing is, it comes up Brave Star overdose. Holy shit, this is so fucked up.
You're laughing through it though, so it makes it even more fucked up.
No, I'm not laughing through. I'm laughing that it's that they did this on a cartoon. This is insanity.
There's
Well,
a
kind of,
there's
but
a-
they wanted to, I guess, teach kids that drugs. are
Don't take
dangerous.
space coke. Don't snort space coke, kids.
God, where is
yeah.
it?
Yeah, when I watched it, I wanted to do drugs right away because it was a Braystar episode. So I was like, I want to be just like this kid. So I built a tree house, and then I couldn't afford drugs, so I just sat in the tree house.
Right. I gotta tell you, I really feel like I was gypped as a child because those DARE programs, they made me think I was gonna get offered drugs way more often than I actually did.
Did they also made people think everyone was getting offered free drugs? No, sorry.
Real.
No, sorry. Crack dealer was like, hey, take this from me and come back in 3 days. No. Get the fuck
3
out of
days
here.
my ass. No. But yeah, they made me think you're gonna find drugs around every street corner. I'm like, to my dismay.
Yeah, nobody's that lucky.
Yeah, there was these commercials made you think there was such generous. They made you think there was such generous drug dealers.
You know how much this white knuckles cost me? Too much.
Hey, Sith Lord 3827, what's going on, bro? How's it going?
What's good,
TJ?
Sith?
Mwah.
Just sithing it up.
I always thought it said shit lord for the longest time until I.
That's a whole different type of movie, mostly made in
I
Germany.
know.
That's horrendous.
Yeah, really. Still
Oh my
funny,
God.
though. Never gets old to me, but I'm immature.
Same.
So
All right, there's the overdose. I just put the
There's
overdose.
the
in the
overdose.
chat. I just put it in the chat.
Saturday morning OD.
chat.
All at once. All for you.
That kid died like Luke Skywalker did.
Oh,
What do you
I
mean?
mean, I think that kid died with more dignity. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
At least the cartoon was actually about him.
oh. I feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
We can make all the jokes we want. He's not a real dead kid.
Well, true, but still.
He was just drawn to it, literally.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
That was almost a Who Framed Roger Rabbit joke. Almost.
Too many tabs open.
I guess I know who framed Roger Rabbit. It was probably the photographer that framed him, right?
I would think so. He'd be the first place to look.
Yeah, I just put the framer on the picture.
Oh, God damn it. I'm getting coffee.
I think he just got everybody with that one.
It took me a minute. It did take me a minute. You go by.
Did
Hey, Tommy, play the overdose.
I'm listening to you. God, you're a morbid little fucker, aren't
Is it
you?
on YouTube?
Tommy.
Or is it something else?
No, Tommy, play the overdose. Come on.
Well, what's it on though?
Everybody forgive him.
Is it on YouTube or is it on something else?
It's on YouTube.
Yeah,
I put the link in the chat. I put
Yeah.
the clip in the
Oh.
chat.
Silence for 1 second. Slasher. When I try to bring that up, I'm actually having a hard time doing that because I've got too many windows open. It starts closing out
okay.
the window. So I can't really bring that up.
Yeah,
If anyone wants to see, if anyone wants to see a cartoon child overdose, it's in the chat.
What is wrong with you? You're obsessed with that now. That's
Because I didn't make this. I didn't do this. No.
Look,
I didn't do this. I didn't put this on. I didn't make a cartoon out of this. I didn't put this on a Saturday morning cartoon and be like, here you go. I didn't do this. People in the 80s did.
You know what it was?
I didn't.
I want everyone to see this. You've been going on it for 5 minutes.
Maybe that kid had
Because that's how demented these people were. This was when Nancy Reagan was still doing the friggin' her just say no thing.
Yeah, maybe the kid had ODD.
Yeah, ODD.
What the hell?
Dun, 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 dun. Hey.
So is there any other kind of franchise or anything you want to bring up from back then?
It depends on what's back then.
I want something old school, man. I don't want nothing modern.
No, I meant like, are we doing the 70s, 80s, 60s? Like what?
You can go anywhere in between up to the 90s. I mean, beyond 90s is when you start getting into more modern, I believe. So if you're going from like 90s back, you're all in the good zone.
All right. I assume I'm not the only person here that watched the Marvel animated series as well as the DC animated series from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, Batman animated series spawned an entire DC animated universe.
That's probably my favorite cartoon of all time, actually.
That's always a throw between that and X-Men.
Oh,
That
what
one's
about?
good, too.
Now, I will say Batman was more consistent.
My favorite-
Although I did like the Spider-Man 90s one better than I liked the X-Men one. The Spider-Man 90s one was dope.
I'm a huge
I mean, it was good, but it wasn't as long.
Yeah, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, I think it was called, right?
But I mean, we've gotten Spider-Man.
Oh, the 90s one. Although that one I like too. Yeah, that one was good. The 80s one was good, but there was a 90s Spider-Man one.
Yeah, I love that show. It doesn't hold up that well as an adult, but I still love it.
90s X-Men was more like the comic books than any show I've ever seen.
Which one?
The 90s X-Men, the animated series.
Yeah, that one was good. There was a good Spawn one too.
Did you
on
see
HBO.
the episode where they assembled the team? Because it's like little things in there, like Colossus when he stops the tractor in front of Ileana. That's right from Giant Size X-Men #1. Like that panel, like they just animated the panel. I love that.
Oh, in the 90s X-Men.
Yeah, I think it might have been the first or second.
X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons. Really, all the Marvel ones were really comic accurate. Like in a lot of areas. Like there weren't like one for one, but they were
It's so much easier to pump out a show that way.
really close.
I mean,
Like-
you got your storyboards. Make your half-hour cartoon out of that comic book. There's 30 pages. Each page gets a minute. Try to keep up here.
That format lends itself absolutely very well to comic book adaptations. I just look at the DC animated universe. Look at the Justice League cartoon, the Batman animated series.
That Justice League cartoon was good. That Superman cartoon that they did in the same animation they did with the Batman animated series. I like that one too.
Yeah, was it a Superman the animated series within '97, I believe it was?
Yeah, I know it's like more childish and cartoony, but I love Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Oh no, I love that one. That's modern though, I guess technically. I mean,
I didn't get to see that one as much.
thousands.
Dude, it has John DiMaggio, who's Bender, as Aquaman.
But that was that was actually a good show. I like that one.
He's just like a big blonde idiot. He's like, "Are you a man or a Superman?"
Hey, you know which one of the older cartoons that I really liked? I liked the one with the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, that's right. They had
That-
that one
They had
old
that
animated
split with.
Hulk series.
where they split Bruce Banner and Hulk. I remember that.
Was that the one that they split with Spider-Man and his amazing friends?
Yeah, they had one. They were back-to-back shows. Like you had
Yeah.
Spider-Man and his amazing friends, and then the Incredible Hulk would
Yeah,
come on
yeah.
either right after or right before. I forget which one it was.
Uh-huh.
See, I've never
Yeah.
seen that because that was a little bit before my time. But I bought Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
Or Iron Man crossed over into his cartoon, and you actually see him in the Hulkbuster armor from the '90s.
Hey, Steve, do you remember that one? That Hulk cartoon?
No,
Was
Uh,
not as long as the Spider-Man and his amazing friends.
I didn't watch any of the Marvel ones. I watched Batman the animated series, but that was a couple of years ago, just to catch up. But I missed all of those.
It's more like 1980.
Yeah, and don't think so, unless I'm forgetting it. Yeah, I mostly watched He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe, the real Ghostbusters, Mask, Jason the Wheeled Warriors, and DuckTales.
DuckTales is awesome.
Oh yeah,
Scrooge
Huge.
McDuck is a beast.
oh yeah, I'm a huge DuckTales fan.
Greedy scumbag.
All right, so I'm gonna go like pick up some of the guys that are in the chat here. So Citizens333 said Knight Rider. Bruce Lombardo said Buck Rogers from 1979.
Yeah, Buck Rogers is dope.
Jens Peter says the 70s was the best music. Hong Kong Phooey.
Number one super guy.
That show was great, man. Freaking Scatman Crothers, who also wound up reprising while he wound up using that same voice and everything pretty much when he did jazz in the Transformers series.
I like a lot of that old Hanna-Barbera stuff.
I actually I bought the first 159 episodes of Tom and Jerry. You know, the really brutal ones.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I got them in the mail today.
That's a lot of.
Brutal. That's a good way to describe them because they were brutal.
Oh yeah,
They still have the black maid who jumped up on the chair.
yeah, I think so. The DVD set is from 2004 or 2006 or something. So they haven't tampered with it.
Oh yeah, Sith Lord. Somebody, a couple people had actually mentioned Silverhawks earlier. How about this one? Parrothead says the Wacky Racers.
Don't remember that one.
I never watched Wacky Racers. I knew of it though.
If
That
you
was
want
the
to
one
watch
where
it,
they
get
had, like-
Boomerang, because you can watch 3 different versions of it throughout the years.
Now, was that the same as the one where they had Yogi and all them in the different vehicles? The
Yep.
Wacky Racers? Yeah, that was the same one, right? Because I thought at one time they had it named something different.
That was a PC game in the early 90s too, called Wacky Wheels. It had all these animal characters. It was kind of like Mario Kart or something.
That reminds me of Scooby-Doo and the Reluctant Werewolf. This is basically Wacky Races.
What else have we got here? Yes. Bruce Lombardo, Wilma Deering from Buck Rogers in the 80s. Yeah, I did a whole thing about that, and I made sure to include plenty of pictures of her as well.
Oh, Aaron Gray?
Yeah, yeah. It was Wilma
Yeah,
Deering.
Aaron Gray, who was also on Silver Spoons.
Parrot Head says Huckleberry Hound.
Yo, you remember
Oh,
the
yeah.
Huckleberry Hound movie?
But yeah, Gargoyles was dope too.
He had his own movie.
Really?
Yeah, where he was like the sheriff of a town.
I don't remember that one.
It's on. Well, once again, this is also on Boomerang. Everybody should get Boomerang if you like old cartoons. It's $46 a year. It's pretty cheap. They
Wasn't
got
Boomerang?
shit.
Jesse, wasn't Boomerang part of Nickelodeon at one time? Or am
I don't know.
mistaken?
I don't know where all the corporate shit began and falls now. It's all too complicated. Everybody owns everybody. It's America.
Pretty
Well,
much.
I mean,
I think
if
it was
Nickelodeon, the only reason I'd be interested in him because if Nickelodeon had owned Boomerang, it's supposed to be coming to Netflix because Netflix had struck a deal with Nickelodeon.
Well, that'd be good. Personally, I canceled my Netflix.
I did too.
I can't cancel it.
Yes, you can. Why, you can't
No.
find the email? It's really hard to find, actually.
No, because my old father, who's all by himself, is linked to our account, and that's all he watches is Netflix.
Fuck that. Everything I watch is stolen.
There's streaming services.
Everything
No.
I watch is stolen. These
Well, my
streaming
father-
services can fucking kiss my balls.
My father is like he's too old to figure all that stuff out. What do you got, Maura?
Oh, he was saying everything he watches stolen. I'm like, I prefer the term pirated. It sounds classier.
The correct term is privateer.
Nah, I'm protesting. I'll say I'm a protester.
You're protesting
There you go.
Hollywood scumbags by not giving
Yeah.
them any money.
Yes, exactly. There you go.
See?
Quick draw McGraw, huh?
Earlier, Draven
I am
mentioned
Malcolm
Fall
Bong.
Guy.
Yeah, the Fall Guy. Yes.
I
yes.
know. I was like, no shit. If we start drifting into this, we're gonna end up in Matlock. We're gonna end up in Heat of the Night. It's never gonna stop.
How about the cheesy sound effects from the $6 Million Man?
Ah,
Yeah, that was awesome.
They're good.
Every time
Yeah, they're not.
he'd run in slow motion.
right. Every time you
Like,
jump,
could you imagine, like, because now if he did $6 Million Man, it'd have to be $6 Billion Man, right?
inflation.
So it would be too expensive to make this movie, so you might as well keep it $6 Million Man and just be like, try to fix him with just $6 million.
oh my
See how
god.
far you get. And make it into
Is he even still alive? Is he still alive?
Oh, he's a different guy.
Excellent reference to that show where they have him appear, and it's like they expected me to pay it all off. Do you know how long it takes to pay off $6 million on a government budget?
Do you remember on The Simpsons, Marge went on Jeopardy and her score was negative, and at the end of the show, Alex was like, "So Marge,
He made her pay up. He tried to make her pay up.
yeah," and she was like, "Oh, well,
And he had goons. He had goons.
He's like, Marge, you said you understood how this works, and he does, and the goons come over.
Hey,
They were
DJ
behind him.
Scandalous. What's going on, DJ Scandalous?
Do you remember when the mob or somebody, I think it was the mob, tried to pick a fight in Skinner's office, and he like went full Vietnam on him?
Oh, they made their ramps out of shellac, and they made them pay 2 G's. The check was out for 2 G's.
Ugh.
Yeah,
Tommy, were you a Simpsons fan at all?
I watched it. I mean, I liked it. I can't say that I was like hardcore about it. Believe it or not, my mother was more into it than I was. She actually had a few of the figures when she passed away a couple of years back, and I was up there. I found she had a Mo the bartender figure sitting on the side of her bed.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, The
Yeah, so
Simpsons, shit like The Simpsons and Married with Children, they were kind of household shows with my family. Like all of us would sit down and watch it together.
Oh my god, I should
Yeah,
have
I enjoyed The Simpsons. I'm kind of with Tommy. I wasn't a huge fan. Like I wasn't like a diehard or whatever, but I did enjoy it, and whenever it's on, I'd probably watch it.
Yeah. Jeffrey Turner, I see your Porky's reference, and no, I'm not going to say it.
I saw a really funny mod the other day for Resident Evil 7, where they changed the entire family in that game to The Simpsons. It's hilarious because it's a horror game, and this family's supposed to be like a zombie family, but now it's just The Simpsons. And they put in Simpson dialogue instead of whatever dialogue the characters have normally.
Is that an in-joke because of Zombie Simpsons?
No, it's just a mod to make the... Well, I assume the guy thought it would be funny, but it just makes the mod even more frightening. Because you just have a Homer Simpson chasing after you with like a chainsaw. Going.
Does anybody remember what show that they started off on? Was that like the Mary Tyler Moore show?
Tracy Ullman.
Tracy Ullman show. That's right. Yeah.
Quite the unfunny show.
One of the original. That was one of the original Fox shows. Tracy Ullman.
Mm-hmm. Pretty hard to watch.
Oh, speaking.
Well, a lot of people kind of were in it. Like that one guy, the tall guy. He was in a lot of movies after that.
Mando, what were you going to say?
I was going to say a lot of. Speaking of which, a lot of movies that originally stemmed from SNL skits, like the Blues Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Blues World. I personally love the Blues Brothers. I think it's one of my favorite films.
They even made a Night at the Roxbury movie.
Oh god.
Dude, they made so many movies out of SNL skits that shit the bed. They made It's Pat. That
Hey,
movie
have
was
you ever
fucking
seen that
horrible.
movie?
Oh my god, they had Pat
Have you ever
movie.
seen that movie Black Sheep, Tommy's Boy, and that other third one that are all the same movie?
Yeah, Black Sheep, Tommy Boy.
And what's the other one?
Those were
What's the other one?
Tommy Boy, holy shnikes!
There's another one.
Beverly Hills Ninja.
That was later. That was without David Spade.
I can't remember if they did a third
Oh my
one.
god, he's bringing up the Carol Burnett show.
Dude, that was another family show around
I
here.
know, I'm
Carol
kinda, like,
Burnett.
tripping, like, he brought that up? Wow.
That's the one you got to bring up Laugh-In and Monty Python and all those other sketch shows that kind of paved the way.
Python was.
Got throwing some hee-haw on that.
We all watched.
See,
that.
Monty Python was a show that me and my siblings used to have to stay up late when our parents were asleep to watch.
No, well, considering how my parents showed me Blazing Saddles when I was a really, really young kid.
Oh, God, yeah.
That much. Don't get me wrong, they did prevent me from watching like hard R stuff like that was a bit more modern when I was a kid, but stuff like Blazing Saddles and really any Mel Brooks films or any why am I putting on their names? Abrams, Zuckers and Abrams films were good. I just popped in the VHS or at the time the disc even.
Well, you know what's actually funny about a lot of that stuff before Saturday Night Live really started taking off? A lot of those same people were all working for the guy who started up National Lampoon's magazine.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like Chevy Chase was huge friends with the guy who was the principal editor of the magazine. And a lot of those guys, Jesus, I'm blanking on his name. Harold Ramis.
Oh.
He was also working with them. Bill Murray, like most of those people that wound up in Saturday Night Live, a lot of them had started off working with that guy from National Lampoon's magazine.
Probably why they were in a lot of the movies, right?
Yeah, but it's like they form a comedy troupe at that
Chevy
point.
Chase, he had the
Yeah.
Fletch and then Fletch Lives.
Yeah, well, he
Oh,
wound up walking away from the magazine because he had problems with the God, what would that be? Their publisher. He had problems with them, and he decided to walk away from the magazine. And he wound up going into movies. And he created Animal House, and then he created Caddyshack, and then
Vacation.
he lost. Well, he lost control of it by then. By then, he lost
Uh,
control of the movie empire, and he wound up killing himself. He jumped off a
shit.
cliff somewhere.
nice.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
they have a Netflix series about him. It's like a whole life story type thing about him. It is really, really good.
I thought you were talking
I
about.
don't know if
Chase.
I don't know if it's a Netflix exclusive. What was that, Jesse?
I thought you were talking about Chevy Chase.
Oh no, I was talking about the guy who started National Lampoons.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Chevy Chase was like good friends with him. God, I wish I could remember the name of it.
Alfred E. Newman.
Oh God, the Mad Magazine.
Yes.
Do you remember Cracked and Crazy?
Fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That was right up my alley. I was right at the right
Got
age
both of us.
demographic.
Hey, Steve, did you read any of those magazines?
Which ones? Sorry, I'm browsing Amazon for retro stuff.
Bruce Broken Wizard is
Literally
also very
the
good.
same.
We watched what was that movie? Salmon something. Oh God, what the fuck was the name of it?
Salmon
Yeah,
stroking.
Cracked, Crazy, or Mad magazines, Steve?
Mad
Oh,
Magazine.
we had Mad Magazine in a way.
You,
I had
you
Mad.
had Mad.
I love.
Did you not have Cracked or Crazy?
Never heard of them.
Really?
No, I didn't. I just had Mad.
You ever smoke crack and get a little crazy?
Actually, no.
Yeah.
I managed to do that anyway.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that shit. Oh. Like I remember when I was a kid, my dad would take me down to it was like a local delicatessen, and while he was getting lunch meat and everything like that, he would let me cruise down the snack aisles and then go look at the magazines. So I would always be allowed to get a bag of Andy Capp's hot fries,
Yep.
and I would be allowed to get one Cracked, one Crazy, and one Mad magazine.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, it was great. And all I had to do was behave.
I'd get Mad Magazine every now and then. I'm mostly just focused on getting comics. So
Oh well, those things were hilarious.
So
Because
oh, but I was not. Pretty much, it was either get a comic or get a Mad Magazine. I opted for the comic book.
oh well, when I was a kid, comic books were so cheap. You could actually get for $1. You can get a comic and you can get a candy bar. Or no, I'm sorry. You can get a comic and you can get 2 candy bars. I'm sorry, because a
Wow.
comic was 50 cents and the candy bars were 25 cents a piece.
damn.
Hmm.
My father told me when he was a teenager, you would go and put a quarter into a cigarette machine, and you get the pack out, and it would have 4 pennies in it for change.
Nice.
Yep, he was old. He said when he was a kid in his neighborhood, there was guys that would come around pulling carts, and some had donkeys, some would just pull a cart. And he said there was an ice guy, there was a watermelon guy, there was a fish guy. It was basically like Walmart just rolled around to everybody's neighborhood every day.
Oh my God, Bruce Lombardo. Yes, Douglas Clark Francis Kenny. That was the guy who helped start National Lampoons. Yes, thank you. Bone says kids in the hall.
Kids in the Hall was good shit. Like when they were the aliens and they were probing people, and they were like, why do we keep doing this? All we found out is that, what was it, 1 in 7 doesn't really seem to mind.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, it's been so long since I watched. The only one I remember is when they would do like this to each other and be like, "I'm pinching your head."
I'm crushing your head. I
Yep.
am crushing it.
Do you remember when I'm pinching or I'm crushing your head, guy? I'm squishing your face, guy.
Squishing your face, or no, pinching your face.
Yeah, pinching your face, and they had like
Pinching your face.
I'm crushing your head.
Oh my God, Vince!
one of them would do it to the other one, would be like,
Oh my goodness!
I'm crushing your head. That's what it was.
fucking weirdos.
I remember.
Why are they
watching
bringing
Skool.
that show back? Why are they bothering bringing that show back?
I don't know, or half of them are dead, ain't they?
No, I think it's fucking Netflix that's bringing it back. It's like, all right, if it was 2000 or 2001, yeah, maybe, but
How
why
old
now?
Guys,
They're fucking old. First off, Dave Foley looks like shit. The last time I saw Dave Foley on TV,
Phil
he
Hartman
looked
was
like.
still alive.
The last time I saw Dave Foley, he looked like he punched his. He looks like he punched his way out of his own coffin.
Oh my
That's
God!
why it was on news radio.
Foley was on news radio.
Yeah. Phil Hartman.
Yeah, and that was 90s. That was 90s.
Phil Hartman, man, I love that man.
Yeah, dude, he was Unfrozen Caveman Lawyer.
Yeah.
He got on the plane and I
I'm
need another
I'm-
fire water. I'm an unfrozen caveman lawyer.
I'm just a cave,
metal.
ladies and gentlemen. I'm just a caveman. That's all. That was his defense.
He was Lionel Hutz, man. The fuck. My new name is Miguel Sanchez.
Yeah, I mean, you think about like all those different types of TV shows and those movies and those toys. Like, do you remember like the early Battlestar Galactica toys when they first came out? They had those firing missiles that came out of them. You could not even attempt to try to get away with that in today's society with the way they have these regulations on these toys now. I mean, do you remember? You remember
They had
when
the rocket bands. The bands. They start banning them because little kids were shooting the rockets down their throat or some shit.
One kid shot it and it got caught in his throat and he choked. And I don't think he yeah, Sith Lord, like the Cylon Raider, yeah, and the Viper ships, yep. Like one kid got it stuck in his throat. Yeah, no, you know what, Steve, though? That was actually never went to production. They never actually had the firing jetpack on him.
For Boba Fett, and yes, it was stuck in his yes.
Yeah,
it was stuck
in the back
on him.
Yeah, it was the
I have that. I have that figure.
Yeah, they never made the one with the actual fully firing rocket. And once all the missiles things, even the one that partly came out of his backpack, they changed to a solid missile that was permanently affixed to the backpack. Because I was watching a whole interview thing about it, and the guy who created the toys was saying they had a prototype of it, but they actually never went into production of that missile firing out of his jetpack.
I saw that on Toys That Made Us, I think.
Oh, news radio.
Yeah, they had it in there too. Yeah, you're right.
That was a very informative show. I mean, it just things like
that is a good show.
Caught out some other company for stealing their shit because of the hands were all fucked up like theirs. And they're like, those hands are fucked up because we stole those off another one of our toys. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, that was a G.I. Joe. They had the thumb backwards.
Yep.
On the one hand.
Vince McMahon left 2 toy lines on the hook to scumbag them and make figures for LJN.
Speaking of toys, you guys remember those Toy Biz? I think it was Toy Biz that did the Marvel toys in the mid '90s. I think it was.
Oh, dude,
it actually started off with Kenner. I think
I had those.
You know what? At a mom and pop comic convention, I got my son like a whole fucking big bag full of those for like $20.
Let me see if I can find those.
They're like they had all these bins of toys out, and they're like, all the toys in here under all these tables are what were
$5?
Yeah,
shit like $5.
2 for $1. So I was like, happy hunting. Go wherever you want.
Yeah, here's a funny thing about the Toy Biz superheroes. They were technically a knockoff, really. They were
From
not
the Kenner
official-
Superpowers.
Yeah, they because Kenner Superpowers was the officially licensed one. When Toys Biz did it, they were a knockoff of the official one.
Yeah, but they
Yeah, they
did.
just took the molds.
The articulation was incredible.
Yeah, that was all started by Kenner though.
Yeah, I had this Spider-Man figure. I still have it somewhere, but the leg is broken. But I had this Spider-Man figure. I love it. It's probably one of my favorite toys of all time.
That is a nice one.
Yeah. Big McFarlane eyes. Colors is great. And I had a Venom toy to go with it too.
What line is that from?
Let me. I'm trying to remember. It was a Marvel Legends Series 2 classic.
That wasn't the Toy Biz line, was it? Was that when Toy Biz was still making the Marvel figures?
No.
It says Toy Biz. So.
Does it?
Well, it said so on the box.
No.
All right, I'm going to screen share something.
I remember it just
All right.
saying Toy Biz on it.
All right, now see this penguin?
It also came with issue 301 of.
Do you guys remember this toy line? Because I had me and my brother had this whole toy line when we were kids. But I know that this is the
All right,
right
wait, so
one because look at the back. See the two holes? That's where you put on the tails of his coat, which is
Yeah,
good.
Sorry, so that's the Superpowers one,
Right,
not the Toy Biz one.
This guy doesn't really have any information.
Because I have the Toy Biz one, and he didn't have the detachable back thing on his jacket, but he looked exactly the same for the Superpowers compared to the Toy Biz ones. That's the Superpowers.
They were detachable coattails.
Yeah. That was the only one. That one and the Mr. Freeze one were the only ones that looked the same from the Superpowers ones to the Toy Biz ones. That was also the one, you squeeze the legs and he moves his arm up, right? That
Yeah, I believe
penguin figure?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
this
Toy Biz one
that's
didn't do
this
that.
is the thing. Where'd that picture go? Shit. This one. Yeah, Superpowers Penguin, because I remember this umbrella. Wait, hold on. Let's see if I could get to this actual. Here we go. That's perfect. Biggity bam, folks. Welcome to the internet. It's pretty big.
Yeah, I distinctly remember there was a Toy Biz because this came with the box. In the box with the figure. This comic came with the Spider-Man figure.
Oh,
This is definitely him.
that's
I remember that umbrella.
Is that from the old 66 show?
That'll make
It
sure.
looks exactly like fucking Burgess Meredith.
Yeah. Bring that up.
See what the original packaging looked like. But hey, what are you gonna do?
Is that a surfboard? He's on a surfboard.
No.
No, it's just
Looks
the
like
way
that.
Okay. Oh, okay. It's just the packaging. I swear, I thought that was the surfboard for a second.
There was a Toys R Us exclusive where you could buy the Batman and Robin figures from the 60s show, but then they had the Batman and they had the Joker wearing the what number is that?
301. This came with my Toy Biz Spider-Man figure that I showed off earlier.
Oh, that's awesome.
I know.
Oh, but they had the Batman and Joker with the bathing suits and the surfboards from the episode.
Also, this is on the figure I had.
Oh, that's cool looking.
Yeah, I lost the
Yeah,
base.
dope.
The Venom.
I have Spider-Man 300.
I have 298, 299, 300, 301, 302, and then
Nice.
303, but I have 304, 5.
I think I'm missing 299. I gotta look. It's been a long time. But 300, it's that classic cover that everybody always steals as an homage.
Let's see.
Actually, it's the same cover I just showed off, just he's in the black suit instead.
Yeah, and it's got the numbers behind it.
There you go, Ancient. There you go, Ancient One. Is that what you want to see, Ancient One?
Is this an Infinity stream now?
What?
Tell me that picture came through.
It looks like two mirrors are facing each other right now.
Yep, you're sharing the StreamYard's link
Oh, good.
or StreamYard's tab.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me try that again.
God damn it!
Yeah, some.
Oh shit, I gotta go.
I've
High
had a couple
strangeness is on.
problems with this today.
Aw.
Boy, everybody.
All right, Jesse Miller, did you want to plug your channel before you leave, sir?
Yeah, I am Jesse Moore at the Crow's Nest. I do a bunch of different stuff, pretty much wherever I feel like at the time. And that's about it.
All right, your link will be in the chat if it isn't
Nifty.
already.
All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for having me on.
All right, take care, Jesse. Thanks for
All right,
coming
you
by.
too, bro.
Have a good night, Jesse.
You too.
Take care and be well.
Nice talking to you.
Yeah, man. Peace, everybody.
So there it is. Trying to do about 3 things at once. Okay. Okay, now back to trying to share that picture. Figure out what I did wrong. What? My browser has blocked my screen. Okay. I'm totally
Rennie, you
confused.
missed it by that much. My really, really bad Maxwell Smart impression.
Huh, that is odd. It is not allowing me to share the screen anymore.
Right.
Address bar to reload the page. Yeah, I ain't even gonna worry about it. It's not worth the effort. Think my computer might be overheating. I don't get any breaks. So we've been going for almost 2 hours and 40 minutes. Does anybody else have any old school topics they want to bring up?
I don't feel anybody would feel a connection with my Care Bears.
Oh, go ahead. Talk about them.
Oh God, there's not a whole lot to say. I mean, I still have some of the original ones, and a few of the ones when they tried to make a comeback in the '90s or early 2000s. I got rid of a couple when I was younger, and I really wish I hadn't.
My daughter had one of those reissued ones. It was like, it's pure white with like silver lettering on its chest, and it came with like a little DVD or something. It was like a anniversary collectible edition one.
No, Rennie actually brings up the Star Wars, well, now Legend books. I just call it Star Wars books. But yeah, I have
Yes.
the Boba Fett book.
That's the same. That's the same one she has.
That is a big
Nice. When you described it, I was like, no shit. I was like, hold on. Accidentally had to kick a few things out in front of the bookcase, but yeah. Man, you see the dust on top of that. Holy crap. No one's moved that in about a long time. That is so cool, but yeah, I got a few in the attic and I just never did anything with them. I just sort of kept them in a trash bag.
All right, Jeffrey, take care, buddy. Thanks for coming by.
Right, dude.
But no, I used to
Later,
watch
Mega
them
Johnny.
little. Thought they were cute. Once in a while, I'll joke about getting somebody a Care Bear stare.
Mando, did you want to touch on that for a minute?
For what?
I
The
mean, anybody want to add?
The Legends books.
yeah, I mean, I have the entire Boba Fett books. I think they're from the it had to be early 2000s because it followed up from Attack of the Clones and then went from there. So it's kind of like Boba Fett Origins in a way.
Yeah, I had the
Describes the events of Attack of the Clones from Boba Fett's perspective, and then continues on like what did he do after that movie, and I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. I haven't read it in
Oh.
years, but I
Well,
still
those stories actually made sense in conjunction with the movies.
right. Well, that's also because they were Star Wars as a franchise and as like Lucasfilm as a corporation was a bit more organized and centralized back then.
Oh yeah,
Like
They
all
had
the
conflict.
games actually got okayed and stuff by Lucasfilm before they were even greenlit.
Yeah. The writers were told what they couldn't do when they were to write a novel.
Yeah,
and
the
stuff.
Bounty Hunter trilogy, Bruce Lumber. Thank you. Was it a trilogy? I thought it was like 5 books. Maybe I have like 2 extras.
No,
I don't know.
it's a trilogy. It starts with
I
Boba Fett
I might
being
have copies of
rescued from the Sarlacc. So
Hey, Maura, Parrothead wanted to know if you had any of the Care Bear cousins.
Yes, I have the raccoon at least. I'd have to go look and see, but I know I have at least the purple raccoon. Oh, I think I have the little like palish green little sheep. I think I have. Oh, the lamb. I think I still have that too. It's been a while since I've looked in that bag.
All right, hey Mando. So getting back to this, I was going to mention this, and Bruce Lombardo also brought it up in the chat. It was talking about the Bounty Hunter trilogy.
Yeah, I think that was the book series. But
Yeah.
Titled Boba Fett. I'm going to
Now,
just to be sure.
Here's one of the things that I really enjoyed about those 3 books. I mean, there's been a lot of those trilogy of books that have been really good. Like the Bane series was really good. I really didn't think that the Han Solo series was not that bad either. I mean, the original
that
series
one was,
that came in the
that one was good. I'm actually looking right at my.
Okay, I'm looking. It was more than 3 books, but that's because there was 2. We're talking about 2 different series. We're talking about the Boba Fett books, and then we're talking about the Bounty Hunter books. So I've read both of these. I've read both series, but I was referring to the Boba Fett series.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Steve.
3 books.
Yeah, I'm looking right at my collection, and I'm actually missing
The first book
about
is 2.
only about 20 of 20 out of 200 books. So I have almost a complete collection of the old Star Wars books.
Yeah, that's why. Because I was confusing the 2 series. I was mixing them up. But yeah, they're 2 different book series.
Yeah, the Bounty Hunter Wars was actually really good because it picked up on some of the stuff that left off from Return of the Jedi, obviously, when they get later in the series. But it also touched on some of the stuff that happened early on in like The Empire Strikes Back, where you see that one scene with the Argonauts and there's an IG-88 propped up against the wall and it's all fried out. Well, they explained in that series of books why that IG-88 was sitting there, which was really cool. And the fact that they took all that and they threw it out, like saying it didn't matter anymore, was I mean, those books were incredible the way they were done. A lot more so than some of the early Marvel comics.
No, it's another thing. I love the Transformers Marvel comics from the 80s.
Oh yeah, they were great.
Possibly more than the cartoon.
Well, if it wasn't for the Marvel comics, the Transformers would have never existed. Jim Shooter.
Enjoyed because I got into the comics first and then got into the cartoon, so that probably did it. But also because of just some of the like a lot of the origins for some of the characters are different, and I just prefer them the way they were in the books versus in the cartoon. But yeah, it's just like my personal taste. Some other people might prefer the cartoons, but yeah. I really enjoyed those old Transformers comics. It's a shame we don't have good ones anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
I know.
I think personally, I think we will see a resurgence of it because when we're sitting here talking about this, I've been watching the chat and I've watched. I don't know how many people talk about. Man, this is bringing up some good memories, or I remember that. And this is the kind of stuff we need to do because we need to remind everybody why those franchises were so great and why they're so beloved, without sitting there and have to just go on the crazy rants that most of us would normally do on other channels. I mean, I think it's important to explain why we love them so much. You know, why they were so great. Well, they showed this. They showed stuff in the movies that you didn't know why it was there. I mean, that's why I love those series of books from the Bounty Hunter Wars. You know, I think that's something we all need to do a little bit more often. And, you know, I mean, I know there's a time and a place for attacking these idiots and these SJWs, but it's not every day. I mean, we got to take time out to just enjoy these franchises for what they were and bring back that fondness and that memory. And that's going to make you want to be able to stand up and say, no, I don't want you to destroy my franchises anymore, without sitting there going on the hate bashing train all the time.
Well, why does everyone have to recycle stuff anyway? Why can't they just make their own things? Why does everyone have to piggyback? Why does everyone have to piggyback off an old name and just do that constantly? Do that?
The best way to these people is either make a fanfic. No, don't make a fan fiction. Make your own new original thing. And
but make it a complete ripoff. And I'm saying, like, if you're gonna be blatant about it, just make a complete ripoff where you won't be pissing on the ashes of old.
But it's still like your own new thing. It's not, you know, like it's not Star Wars type of thing, right? Like the Orville, kind of like not Star Trek, like everyone calls it. So, you know, like do that. Everyone loves the Orville. It's definitely what Star Trek used to be, and it's pretty much showing like, okay, like you have parts of new Star Trek trying to copy the Orville now because of how successful the Orville is.
Well, Orville took the premise of what the original Star Trek series was, and it ran it in a new direction. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, the writers' room in Hollywood now are infested with SJWs, and in order to create something, you need to be able to dream. But if you're too woke, you can never dream. That's how it is. The SJWs can't create shit.
Yeah, you need to have an imagination to actually create.
Yeah, they don't have that. They can only edit.
Also, non-SJW creators are pressured into creating SJW shit
you do
just to keep their jobs.
Kind of thing, yeah.
Just to keep their jobs. So.
Yeah, and that's sad. It should never be that way. Creativity should never be funneled like that because it gets
stifled. No, you don't stifle creativity. No, you don't. This is the slippery slope of creative bankruptcy.
Yep. I mean, just look at my profile picture. This is a completely original design for Optimus Prime that I created from my imagination, from scratch, using my favorite parts of different Transformer media and putting my own spin on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a shame that we just don't see more of it. I think we really just do need more of that. We need more people stand up saying, hey, I'm willing to put my thoughts onto paper and I am willing to send it to the masses because I've got a vision from my childhood that I hold dear that I want to reimagine it this way while paying respect to what came before. And a lot of these younger writers and everything, they just don't want to do that. I mean, and then they wonder why we get mad because when we look back at these things, we don't just see like a stupid toy or a stupid TV show or a stupid movie. We see something from our childhood that brought us joy, or it was a point in our life that, you know, we were extremely happy and we look back on those times with fondness.
Or,
you know, and they fail to realize that. They just fail.
Or the opposite. It could have been the opposite where you were in an extreme depression and this thing got you through it.
Yes, absolutely.
I know I'm speaking from personal experience when I say that. So, yeah, it's...
But also, why piggyback off a name if you're going to completely wipe your ass with what came before it? Why bother fucking doing that?
Evil and,
because of the brand. They have a customer base.
Yeah, that's called piggybacking, and it's not a good thing. It's not successful.
Well,
it's not successful.
It's successful for a little while because people will watch it because of the logo.
Did anybody cover what they did?
To an extent, I guess.
Yeah, because studios are more prone to greenlit a project if it has a famous logo with an already established fan base. That's
piggybacking. Piggybacking don't work.
Well, sadly, it does.
Not really. Not in all. Not in all matters.
Look at the new She-Ra. That one should have never been made, but it was made, and
And it's successful. I don't know if it's successful or not. So it actually is successful.
it's 2 or 3 seasons now, isn't it?
Oh, okay. I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
I mean, I could definitely understand exactly what you're talking about, Steve, because that's what they do. They just use the name. They use the name to promote their garbage. You know, I mean, it's just a shame because they're taking something that was so beloved and they're just running it into the ground until eventually nobody's going to remember how good those original shows were because everybody's just going to remember the newer version and they're just going to be turned off by it.
Yeah, that's
So-
exactly what they're doing because they can't create something themselves, so they just put their own junk and disguise it with a famous logo. You know, the new Shira stuff has nothing to do with Shira, but they're calling it Shira and using the logo so they can have an audience for their shit.
It looks so weird though. I can't even describe it.
But what does it even achieve though? Like, all right,
It's
say She-Ra lasts a 4th season. Is it gonna like really?
Oh,
I think
it's
the
not
point
about
is
Shira, it's
people
about
old
the
enough to remember
writers.
the name are gonna know it's fucked up, and the people who aren't old enough to remember the name are gonna be like, "What's this?"
Like, didn't they do the same thing with Thundercats? Didn't they make like a friggin' a little kid version of Thundercats where they're all little kids? Didn't they do something like that?
Bruce Lombardo. Yeah, Thundercats War.
There you go.
I heard about it. I've never watched it, and I have no plans. to.
neither.
Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, it's of course it's garbage, but look at the new generation. They're so dumbed down that whenever something mediocre comes out, they think it's fantastic. If you've been fed shit all your life, being told
Yeah,
it's,
exactly.
you're gonna swallow it with no critical thought, which is what's happening. It's just consumer based now.
Well, they're not doing themselves any favors because it's not like they're friggin' making bank on anything.
Oh no, they're bleeding money, but the people in charge are woke as shit. So they're thinking they're doing the world some good, and you know the money they're losing is just a small price to pay, right? For changing the world and all that.
Some of the shit, it's not even if it's they make it woke or something. It's just they make it garbage.
Oh yeah,
If they make it complete shit.
yeah. But garbage is considered gold these days because if you look at all the professional, reviewers and stuff like that, they're giving them, top score for that crap.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
just a shame.
but that's the professional critics compared to the audience score. I noticed the audience score always seems to go. It weighs the scale heavily down compared to the critic score.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Bone. Thundercats Roar is an abomination. I'm sure it is. I've never watched it myself, and I have no plans to watch it because it didn't look interesting to me at all. Bruce Lombardo, buy more product, consume more product. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is the only thing they think. That is it.
Can I just say one?
You know, these companies. Go ahead.
We are not consumers. I hate the word consumer. We are customers. We do not just consume things. When you eat, that's consuming. When you're buying something, you are purchasing it. You are choosing to do so. You don't have to. You are a customer. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Oh, that's what it used to be, but nowadays people will just go,
No,
"Oh, look, Marvel! It's
just
fantastic.
the
I have to
mindset.
buy
You
it."
can't let them tell you what to do.
No, but
Well,
the youngsters don't have our mentality. They'll just go, "Oh, a new Marvel movie. It has to be good because everyone says so." So they just
Some
blindly
do.
buy it.
Some do. Some youngsters know better. Some youngsters know better than adults.
People I know are good.
You look at the
Some
new Star
youngst-
Wars fans. You know, the Raylos and shit.
What young people do you know?
Some youngsters do know better though.
Yeah, I concur on that.
Well, everybody, I want to thank everybody for coming on. I am actually extremely exhausted. And
Hey, you ran longer than I
I've-
thought you would.
dude, I am running on about 4 hours sleep today. That's it. And I am exhausted because I was waiting around all day for an air conditioner repairman to come by who never came by. Actually, not a repairman. I'm sorry. A service tech to, inspect the system, our air conditioning system. So I am like worn out. I am just dead. But I want to give everybody here a chance to go ahead and plug their channels. And before we do, I want to thank each of you for coming on for this.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah,
Thank you for having this
Thank
in
you
general.
for-
That was
no.
awesome. It
Not
was awesome.
Thank you for tolerating me.
Y'all are lovely. What do you mean tolerate you?
Yes, thank you for tolerating me too, Tommy.
Because I can do
It's not about tolerating. I don't have a problem with very many people unless they cause a problem with me. That's the only time I have a problem. And then I tend to get nasty. Luckily, it's only happened a few
Know the
times.
feeling.
But
Did you tell him to sod off?
Love it.
That's awesome, Steve.
I'm a New Yorker. We use a lot more harsh language than that.
Yeah.
Well, but
Steve
just
is
get
being
off
nice.
my lawn bit.
Yes, Maury. Yes, to get off your lawn bit. That's awesome. I want to thank everybody that's been in the chat and has shown up. I want to thank Rennie for going ahead and dropping some of those links for me. And Ancient One is too. Thank you so much, buddy, for coming by and doing that. Bruce Lombardo, Parrot Head, oh God, Bone, all of you for coming by. Random Brad, Creator, Toxic, Man Flu, DJ Scandalous, Jens Peter, Citizen 333. Thank you all so much for coming by. I hope that you've had a good time. And we're going to go running around the panel. And we're going to start with Mando Merc. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you, buddy.
All right. So, yeah, I got 2 channels. I got Mando Merc, where I do all my just gameplay videos and shenanigans. So I'll just talk crap and all that. You can. I just posted 2 new videos after YouTube being a pain in the ass. I finally got a video to upload. So I got 2 uploads there. And then I have my second channel, which is my podcast / news reviews and discussion channel called Cast in the Shadows, where episode 8 should be coming out August 1st. So if you want to catch it live, we do all live streams on Twitch, which you can see the link there on the YouTube channel. Right, just click there, and now you're on the Twitch. Oh,
I will
it
be
didn't do
dropping.
tab, sorry, I thought it would change the.
I'll be dropping your links in the chat for you.
Use the link there on the channel, and then it'll take you to the Twitch, and you can catch all the live streams live. Or if you don't have Twitch or too lazy, you can just catch it on YouTube. And I usually put any video that's over an hour long. I set it to premiere, so this way you guys can just chat if you want, anyways. So.
Oh God, Rennie started dropping it when I dropped it. Sorry, Rennie, I didn't mean to link over top of you.
But yeah, and that's about it. I'm trying to get some funds saved up so I can get Cyberpunk 2077 on release and live stream that every time I play it, as well as do a review on Cast in Shadows and all that. So trying to get a system working. But yeah, that's about it.
All right. Next up, we got Slasher McSplitter. Go ahead, buddy, and tell them where they can find you and what you do.
All right, this ain't gonna be long. I'm on Twitter. I'm on YouTube. I talk shit. There you go.
Huzzah.
Love it.
Sorry. Sorry. That's just
All right.
that's just me. Sorry.
Moira, go ahead and tell the good people where they can find you at.
Oh shit. You can find me at Moira Kitty. It's mirrored to the beginning. And when I have live streams, pretty much everyone's invited, and we just chat about all kinds of different stuff, whatever's going on that day, that week, whatever. And so far, that's about all I've got that I can promise.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Mwah.
And Steve Kenobi, go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you. Even though I know what you're going to say,
Really?
go ahead.
Yeah, tiny YouTube channel. Leave it alone. Nothing more on it. But you can usually find me on Sporting News podcast or Christie's channel or John Talks or wherever. Whoever wants to talk to me tends to just ask if I can be on. So I just okay, I pop on.
I'm sure
That's it.
I'm sure that Rennie will get your link up in the chat.
Yeah, and leave me the hell alone on Twitter. There's so many weirdos on Twitter.
Oh
I'm
God.
on there. Or is that your point?
Oh, I wasn't gonna say anything about that.
To be fair, I'm probably not the worst weirdo he's met on Twitter.
No, you're probably not.
I'm technically the only sane one because I'm not on Twitter.
No,
That
actually,
is sane, actually. That's
See.
very sane.
Oh,
yeah,
Matt's
you
Mama
can
Bear.
find
Hello
us
there.
on Facebook. We don't know.
Hello there, Mama Bear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mads comes dropping in. Mads comes dropping in
just as
madly.
we're wrapping up.
Wait, scratch it. I say I'm sane, but then I also have 700 screenshots uploaded to my Flickr. So
Yeah, you're pretty much, yeah. You just found a different kind of crazy.
a lot of screenshots.
Yeah, that's
It's too many.
excessive.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's not
You
even
found a different kind of
screenshots.
crazy.
Total of like 7,000.
It's like a Japanese tourist.
But I am going to wrap it up right here. I would like to thank everybody that's come by. I want to thank all the lovely panelists that have been on with me today and have shared some of their stories with us to reminisce on the things that we love from the past. Thank you all for being here with the most hated guinea pig on YouTube because YouTube despises us.
Nah.
They hate us. Oh, no, they hate
Nah,
us. Trust me.
I
They
love
do.
You seem to be hating me lately.
Yo, Tommy, I got mad love for you, Tommy. Don't say
No,
it.
I
Don't say
appreciate
everyone
that.
hates.
And
Don't
Tom,
say everyone hates you.
Does hate
Don't
us.
say everyone.
Much love and much respect, but YouTube hates me. They do. They hate me. They despise me.
I can confirm they do hate him. They never
But
let me
anyway.
talk on my channel.
Oh yeah. How many times I've been on and I've been hidden?
I have to okay every message he sends.
But anyway, thank you so much for everybody coming out. And just remember this. Never let anybody tell you what you can and can't watch, what you can and can't say, what you can and can't like. Because your silence gives consent. And we will catch you next time. Later, y'all.
That's what ball gags are for.